Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm Brett Mayo.
I'm Brandon Mayo.
And I'm Matthew Mayo.
And this is... Oh, fuck.
And last night...
Stop. We're doing it live. No, we're doing it live.
And this is... Where was that going? This is last night we watched?
No. Last time we had talked about it, whoever picked the movie would announce it, and I was just jumping, and we watched... And then it kicked into me what the fuck I was doing. I was like, oh, shit, Brandon.
That's true.
For the first time in your life, you fucked up,
really
Brandon.
A Matt created rule. Honestly, it doesn't matter who...
Wait, I just...
No, I just want him to know
only
that...
in a Matt movie.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I want to do that is because it's a good movie, and I still want to distinguish between me and,
the rest
of
of
Uncle Fester over there with that
credit.
shit.
Yeah, that's exactly why we have the announcement, though, so Matt can just... And last night we watched...
You know Dung Eater in Elden Ring?
Yeah. I hate that guy.
Well, your movie choices are Dung Eater choices.
No.
You're defiling our corpses.
It's the worst character in that game. God, I hate him.
It's almost amazing, though, that he went with that. Because the thing literally is called Dung Eater, and he says, I will defile your corpse. So
the first time you meet him, he's like, "You're lucky I'm stuck here. I'd kill you and defile your corpse right now." It's like, cool, man. Like, good to meet you. Just saying hi to everyone here.
Yeah. Glad to know you're on my side.
Yep. Going back to the forge.
But let's roll back here. We watched Riders of Justice.
Last night we watched. That's
Fuck it, man.
What we do. That's
and I'm Matthew Mayo.
If we're going to do
you nailed that time. Welcome back, everyone.
Is this the end or the beginning? No, I feel like
and those are our recommendations.
I don't care if you've watched it or not. It's the end of Twin Peaks: The Return season when everything goes dark and fucking Cooper goes, "What year is it?" And then they scream because I feel like we're so chopped up right now.
I like the idea of making this podcast like a Memento style or like a Pulp Fiction style where we just cut and like edit it out of place and people just have to put the pieces together.
You have to find the 30 seconds that insert here. It's like a puzzle.
And then
what movie are they talking about?
At the end, you'll find out the movie we watched.
Yeah, I feel like the problem though is most people would, if they even took the time, it would take like a fucking year to put it together. And they're like, I have not listened to any other episodes. I'm just stuck on the first fucking one right now.
These guys are
something about Dark Star.
You gotta find the corner pieces.
Riders of Justice.
Last night we watched Riders of Justice.
No, fuck you all. Yeah, I may have fucked it up, but you're not stealing my gold. Last night, we watched a Brandon recommended movie, Riders of Justice.
No, the movies don't come with the
shut up.
Parentheses. The identification is Matt reading the movie that we watched when he is the one that's picked it. And I want to make sure he's downtrodden when he reads it.
Oh, yeah. One day I'll pick a good movie.
Well, that's why I want to be proud when I say this one, though, once again, because, I'm waving my flag over here.
Yeah.
It doesn't suck, Matt.
It's good.
It's like a even better version of In Bruges, somehow. Like that action, dark comedy style.
Yeah.
What? In Bruges?
Oh, shit. It sounds like we might have our next movie, as long as Matt's not picking, because there's no way he'll pick that.
I've never heard of it.
What if he did pick it and just became like a shitty movie all of a sudden?
Like, I went back and watched it, and I'm like...
It's not what you remembered.
Yeah,
Peter Dinklage is right. Fuck this movie. That was almost the best part about it.
Yeah.
I do think we should watch that now.
Do we want to talk about what this movie is?
Yeah, so, do you have the director up? Oh,
yeah,
shit,
it's Anders Thomas Jensen. It's written and directed by him.
Yes, then, so him and Mads have worked on a bunch of movies before. Do you also have that list up?
The movies they've worked on together?
Yeah, I figured you clicked on the director, and like almost all of his movies has Mads in it.
He's got a lot of movies, man.
There's Adam's Apple.
Flickering Lights is one of them. Flickering Lights is a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mads is in that one, actually. He is.
He did
Men and Chicken?
Men and Chicken. That's the other one I hear is hilarious. And that's got Mads in it too. And In a Better World. But anyways, he does a lot of dark comedies and some action. This one's got a lot of action, but
really good action too, I think.
Yeah, and he does such a good job of balancing it where it's like you can run from, or he'll roll on the action and straight into comedy. Like there's no break in it.
Yeah, he has pacing down super well.
Yeah.
He doesn't interrupt one thing to like lead into it. He just kind of lets things kind of ebb and flow.
Yeah,
and then he doesn't do organic quip.
It feels like real life. Yeah, it's organic.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I actually did not think this film was going to be a comedy.
Oh,
kind of, but yeah, I did not expect this film to be a comedy though. Like I listened nothing about this film.
So did you laugh at it, Gary? Or
no?
Oh, but let's also say, Brett and myself, we watched the subtitled versions. Matt watched the dub version.
Yeah.
So I can imagine where that would change things. But like, you didn't think it was funny when the chunky guy and the other one argued with each other a lot?
By the end of the movie, I found it funny. But like, so in the dub version,
you had to be persuaded.
Voice actors didn't really have any change of like voice, like inflection, or timing. Yeah, so it just sounded very aggressive. So I thought the movie was trying to go for like a super like tense atmosphere where everyone was like at each other's throats the whole time. And then like as the movie went on, I was like, okay, I think it's a comedy.
I'll tell
now.
you, even reading the subtitles, it's funny, of course, but just hearing them, they still sound aggressive.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, like, and it does. Brett had it well stated in the text. This would have been a better Butterfly Effect titled movie than the actual fucking Butterfly Effect.
Yeah, it would have. But
yeah,
then
same
it also,
principle, right?
But it also like touches on other things, like stages of grief, dealing with how different people deal with like grief.
I mean, did a Butterfly Effect try to touch on that?
No, it tried to touch on
a child.
It touched a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It touched a lot of children, and that's all it did.
But like, I get the like. They both movies deal with like really damaged individuals. It's just this one does it well
with intelligence, because there's also like that philosophical view of it where it's like there's religion and like going through that and using that as not a crutch but more of like having hope kind of, and then almost like Camus' absurdism to view of it, like fuck it all, nothing really matters. But it never feels heavy-handed when it does that, though.
No,
so
not at all.
I liked it.
It's never like
you can't. Once again, you can't give your recommendation.
I know.
I liked it. Well, that's the end of the podcast, everyone. Thanks for coming.
It's about the journey, not the destination. Come on.
What?
I don't think that applies here.
You're at the fucking destination is the problem. We're trying to take the journey, and you're already like, I liked it. 2 thumbs up. Let's go home.
Yeah, just hang up, leave. It was good. Thank you for inviting me.
I think you messed up watching the dubbed one, though.
I do, too.
No, I know. I think so. I want it to be different.
I'm going to go back and watch it. I mean, you paid for it?
Well, you have to rent the dub or sub one separately. So,
it was on Hulu.
Oops. Well,
what do you?
It was 99 cents to rent it.
Do you have to have a subscription on Hulu to get that one though?
Yeah, I've got that. I feel like I'm doing a goddamn commercial. I've got the Disney package that has ESPN Plus and
that's
Hulu
what I have.
and Disney.
I heard Hulu has live sports.
God damn it!
Who has live sports?
No,
So does Amazon.
Which basketball player is it that was doing those commercials?
Embiid. Joel Embiid.
No, there's another one. Yeah,
Damian Lillard.
I think it was Morant.
Really?
I swear I think he did some for a while there, and he was one of the worst actors I've ever seen.
Jesus, I remember the Embiid, right. And I think Baker Mayfield did it too. That's the ones I remember. Mayfield. Oh, Mayfield.
I mean, I get that it works because it definitely works that you can be a professional athlete and they'll pay you to be in a commercial. But I'm like, why do I need to buy something this guy recommends, like John Morant?
Can't tell what to do, John Morant.
I used to like him, but that guy's a fucking idiot.
Because he can't act?
I did not like that team.
No, because the hollow round tweet and shit, where he was talking about you'll get a hollow round.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was a tweet to some fan that, like, if my deal with that, I'll be sending a hollow round your way. Like, it was some kind of threat. And then I read that, like, some of the area around where he grew up was bad, but he actually had, like, quite a bit of money and they were well off. And you're like, oh, John Morant with the hollow round.
Yeah.
I have
it's
not.
Like Drake.
I just don't like
a
it for the playoffs.
I agree.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which part? The playoffs or Drake? Or
no, the team in the playoffs. They were ultra physical and then didn't like when other teams got physical with them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Joe, I was like,
yeah, they suck.
You see, they're being mean to me.
They're dirty.
They touched me, but
Dylan fucking Brooks.
A
lot of bad memories resurfacing.
The only good thing about Brooks is the Coach K thing.
Was that him?
Yeah.
Oh, I
remember Oregon. He goes, "You're better than that. You're better than that." And then he was like, "I never said that." And then they had the recording, and nobody held him to it. Yeah,
Coach K.
Coach K for you, baby.
Hey, we'll start our second podcast. Coach K, fuck you. You know, later.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll get a lot of people. Actually,
title alone is probably like in top Google searches.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you rat-faced bastard.
No. Why does Coach K look like the Blue Devil? You make your podcast that because that has probably been Google searched about 10 million times.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I thought they used his likeness for the fucking mask.
I did too. We
That's just how it works.
Research and see if maybe they have slowly changed it over the years.
Evolved it to him.
Yeah.
And I get why you would want that if you profit from it, but you would think Coach K like, I don't want to be known as a guy who looks like the Blue Devil. It's not going to hold up well.
It's not a bad legacy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
am
like
the Blue Devil.
I feel like if you're religious and you die and you go and you're at the gates of heaven and they're like, "Now this guy looks just like the Blue Devil. He doesn't get in."
Yeah.
You knew better.
Ultra Catholic, right?
It's the red devils you got to worry about. The blue ones are fine.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
don't
it works.
remember the Bible saying anything about colored devils. So
yeah, it has a color code.
I don't think it does.
I think the white man Bible might have a color code.
That's the one I read. It's the one written in Utah, right? That's the one I got.
Anything? Oh, that's a whole different thing. Any kind of darkness on the skin is evil. What?
We're talking about Riders of Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
So, there's...
Four Horsemen.
Do you have the actors' names? First off, there's a guy on here, even on the cover, I swore to myself, I was like, that's Seth Rogen. Watching the movie multiple times, he looks like intelligent Brigman. Seth Rogen. There we go. Cool.
That's his name. He's Leonard in this film. He is
Leonard.
Leonard. He's a doctor who pretty much studies correlation theory, the idea that there are no accidents in the world, that everything happens by design. And he's trying to create a model that will pretty much predict the future based off of every single action that happens.
Causation. He's trying to do the golden path from Dune.
Yeah, yeah, and it starts with bike stolen. Yeah,
that's it. But we're not at the movie plot yet.
But the only reason I want to say that though is like when his like theory is great, but he even says the computers are incapable of doing it currently because it's too much.
Small correction: Leonard is the crazy friend.
What?
Oh, the one.
It's Otto.
Otto, yeah. Otto Hoffman. Nikolaj Likas.
That's a name.
So Otto, Leonard.
It's a heck of a name.
And
it's Danish. Likas.
All right.
I think it's Danish.
Emmentaler, Leonard, and Otto.
Mm-hmm. Emmentaler is the bigger actor in this movie, who is amazing.
French horn guy.
The bigger, by bigger you mean chunkier. Bigger physique implies that he's like a bigger actor.
No. Mads is the biggest here. He's the marquee name. All right, but this guy he's obese, but he is amazing.
He's awesome.
Yeah, his acting was great. His character was awesome.
Actually, everybody in this fucking movie, even I just saw him in the background on Brett's screen there, the Ukrainian prostitute or whatever.
Bodashka.
Yeah, Bodashka.
I fucking love that
guy was
dude.
Awesome. When he's like taking care of his daughter and he's like,
au pair.
Yeah.
You are beautiful.
Remember his story? And the bear ate her finger, and it had the ring on it. And then he goes, and many years later, they are out there, and the princess is in the same forest at the same spot. And it's an old bear, and she kills it. And they cut open its stomach. And there's nothing there. And everybody was like, the one guy goes, well, I can't wait to watch this water boil. But that guy is great. Even
he's fantastic.
Like what would never fly in Hollywood mainstream when he's just like out of nowhere to Leonard, right? When he goes, "Do you want to fuck me in the ass?" And Leonard's like,
"Yeah,
oh man, not tonight.
No, thank you.
I'm good tonight. Thank you, though.
No, thank you. Yeah." And then the guy later says, "Thank you for freeing me and not fucking me in the ass."
I wish you guys watched the dub because that line was perfect.
It's perfect though.
It is.
So in the dub, there's zero emotion right there. He goes, "Hey, thank you for freeing me and not for fucking me in the ass." And then just like goes to bed.
So, like, the deadpan humor in this would actually become more deadpan because there would be no emotion ever.
I'm just imagining that whoever did the dub of Dark on Netflix is the same team doing this one. Like I said, they were awful. It was like, hello there. And you're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, ruining characters.
You're scaring me.
I think the best part of the casting in this movie is, other than a couple people, they didn't go out of their way to find super attractive actors. It's something you don't find in like Hollywood at all, but you'll find in European like cinema.
What was the other movie I said this in that like everyone of the actors?
It wasn't a movie. It was the series Chernobyl.
No.
I would also put out
British version of the
Murderville show.
Successful. That's what I was saying about him. Like, they didn't have to be super beautiful. And, I mean, fucking look at Garth Marenghi and fucking Mighty Boosh even. I mean, Howard Moon could never get his face on TV in America normally. But, Shrimp Eyes pops up Mighty Boosh to win you over. But, like on this one, it's more, what, can you act, for one? And do you like... Are you a good representation of this character we're building?
Yeah, do you look like a normal person?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like an idealized version of that person.
Which leads to...
Or just whatever's better for marketing, which is what I feel happens more.
Like most
like,
of the Marvels...
the 10 seconds we'll have you in the trailer, are you going to look good enough to catch people's attention? Yes? Okay.
Yeah, do you look good next to this character? Is like what they look at, and
this costume, and
yeah.
Which I'm sure there's an art to that, to like get that, but it does feel more authentic watching like this film.
I would actually say there's not an art to that. There's an algorithm to that.
Yeah, there's a focus group for that.
Yes. That's exactly what it is. It's a focus group of how do these characters, like when you see them on screen together, what does that make you think of?
Mm-hmm.
God, I want to be part of these focus groups.
But anyways, all the characters in this...
That's going to be who you are now. Oh, guys, go to another focus group. Like, Matt, do you are you the guy that runs these? Nope, just volunteer for them.
No,
I just volunteer. I don't get paid. Sometimes they don't let me in.
They give us free snacks.
I'm a substitute for the focus group. Like, if a guy calls in, that's
what tip me in. Like, Matt throws off, he's in the corner ring. He's got on like the boxing robe. He throws it off. All right, they want my opinion.
So does that work like jury duty, where like you get called in, so you have to let your boss know, hey, got called in.
I gotta be gone for a week.
I gotta, you know what's going on. It's
new Avatar film. We gotta.
They want to know
about the hairstyle.
They want to know what flavors I savor.
Yeah. Want to see if certain things. If I find certain things racist or not. So,
or if you can make certain things more racist.
Yeah,
just really depends on the film.
How close can we get to something without?
Yeah, can we make
that lie?
Hey,
it's important to ask the white man.
I'm glad you guys came to me.
Instead of that black guy saving the girl's life, how about we make him the one who put her in danger?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
indirectly.
Their notes are like, Matt keeps leading us to racist territory.
People keep watching these movies, though, so maybe he's on to something.
Yeah, I know, but it has that, and then in parentheses, but it's working.
My God.
Well, actually, you know what? How about instead of that black guy saves her, we do it with the white guy, but we put him in blackface. And they're like, all right, you got to go.
You got to get out.
Too far.
Unless it's a Mel Gibson movie, and then he'll be like, that's a brilliant fucking idea.
Jesus Christ, why did I not think of that?
If only I could have switched to Danny Glover. Yeah. When he watched the It's Always Sunny Lethal Weapon with blackface, he was like, right, the way it was meant to be. But back to this movie.
By the way, the Apocalypto
movie?
Never mind. There was an episode called Apocalypto that I watched on a show recently. I thought it was Sandman, but it's not. So, disregard.
Did you watch Sandman?
I've watched the first, 6.5 episodes.
Did you get to the diner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 5.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fantastic episode.
Man, if you have never read that, that is one of the best. And a lot of people bitch, right before that, they were trying to introduce too much DC shit to it to try and, wrap it together, but then he did his own thing, and that's when it became amazing, because I don't think it's going to get renewed. I'm afraid it won't, but what happens later on in the trade paperbacks is that it's different stories. Most time you get him injected that agreement he made with William Shakespeare and the what he has to do to pay it back, but I don't know, that part is awesome. You also have retellings of Arabian Nights or whatever. There's a shit ton. Man, it's good. But I did
I think it's a good show.
I liked the show once it started getting its own footing. At first, I was like, I don't give a shit about it. I was pissed a little bit. they did
Yeah.
PG down the diner scene and certain things a little bit.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I know what
that's the one that spread the
Apocalypto's
diner
from
scene
now.
they did.
What's that?
The Rehearsal, episode 5.
I haven't got to watch that
when
one
they're
yet.
trying. Have you not finished the show yet?
No, man. It's been coming out.
It's done.
I've not watched
Is
the
it
show.
done now? Well,
The
we were
Rehearsal
watching
is
it.
done.
We were watching it when it was still coming out. They were doing it weekly, and there was only 3 episodes. And
Oh, you have not finished it?
no,
Oh my
I've not
god!
started it.
it's.
Oh my
Not even know what
god!
it's about.
I still think. So far, I like Nathan For You a little bit more, but no, we're planning. Oh, we love Nathan For You though. This is a Nathan For You family household here. All right.
Finish the show and then tell me what you like.
I mean, I will, because I think that guy is a genius. I really do. How he pulls the shit off, but
He's an evil
the drink
genius,
kid
but-
pee thing has stuck with me for like fucking 5 years. Where the one guy's like, "Oh, 4 years old, any older and it's bad." You got, and it's the one time you see Nathan drop his like whole act, and he's like, "What? You drink kids pee?" And it's the second person who's told him in the fucking episode that drinking kids pee, young kids pee, is good for you.
Jesus.
So-
What is this show? Is this a reality show or is it?
It's hard to explain.
It's like a meta comedy. Like it's scripted, but not. It's what reality TV probably should have been, man.
Oh, who makes it?
Nathan Fielderman.
D's
No, I mean, is it like
Nuts.
produced by like
HBO.
HBO, Hulu? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it got renewed for a second season already, I think.
I can't believe you haven't finished it yet.
Well, like I said, it was still coming out. How the fuck could I finish it when it was
I don't
still
know.
coming
I
out?
watched all the episodes last week.
God damn, man!
Drop the
I don't
ball,
know.
Brandon.
I don't have that kind of.
On your
Now you
HBO
do.
Max.
He's got
You know what? You
I use your own system.
against me. You done fucked me.
I'm hacked into the mainframe.
So you have not watched the Apocalypto episode. It might be your favorite.
All right,
Give it a shot.
we'll see. I mean, I'm loving that show. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Especially showing that stupid ass fucking lady and the guy she tries to get with at first, and they're like 88 MVP. Yeah, it's man,
It's
everything's
6:32.
tying together.
6 plus 3 plus 2 is 11.
I
If
love. They go to his house and he's getting high and he's going to drive like that. He doesn't have registration or insurance, I think, but he starts to fight with his fucking roommate. His roommate's
Yeah.
like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man." And it's all I wanted to say the whole time, like, I
Yep.
don't know. You know that numerology shit though?
That's stupid.
She can't hear me. Well, Rosie makes fun of her too. Her cousin Rachel does that shit sometimes, and she'd be like, "I saw this earlier a couple times, and I had to look it up afterwards." And I'm like, "Okay, there's a fucking number 23 over here, you know."
Michael Jordan.
MJ.
Jim,
My head
Carrie.
always goes to numbers sports. So maybe I don't get the Bible references yet.
okay. But no, you need to watch it. It is hilarious. We have
It is
not
hilarious.
talked about Riders of Justice at all, but that's okay
No.
because this is a really good movie.
It is. It's a fantastic movie. Should we start with the plot?
Let's start out at least distinguishing what the characters are. Mads Mikkelsen is the father in this movie, and
He's a
is
soldier.
he's a soldier, and he's deployed currently, and is about to continue his deployment within the early parts of the film. There's his wife and daughter, who are back at the home, you know, and they're.
You've jumped ahead here, haven't you?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just setting the place for the characters is all. I do want to say, though, we start out this movie, it's like a grandpa and his granddaughter walking around, and she wants a bike, and I think she wants a red bike, or is it blue?
She wants a blue
bike.
one.
She wants a
wants a
blue
blue.
bike. The bike he's got is red, and she says, "I want a blue bike, though." And the guy says he'll try and get it for her. The seller does. He ends up texting somebody so that they go do some bike thieving and chop a lock and take a take a bike for her. And that starts the movie.
Which is a hell of an operation, because that seems very inefficient, if you're asking me.
Just order the bikes at that point. There's no way.
Well,
you've got 3 guys driving around a van.
How much does it
looking
cost
for
you
bikes?
to get these 3 guys to snag bikes?
But,
you gotta hope it's in good condition.
I kind of agree with you in the sense of that, but that's actually when you like on the cycling ones, they'll tell you like you've got to get these locks or something better, because all bikes like that are fucking expensive, and they will take those fucking grinders to it. The thing that was
I know it's just
inefficient and crazy to me is they would have chopped all those locks and taken all those fucking bikes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We just need the blue one.
Or is it based on an order? Like, hey, this is the one you want to
It's made to order, Steven.
Well, we don't even know that.
Hey, can you call that girl back? I got a blue one with a leather seat, and I got a blue one with a suede.
We don't know his
picture.
That's Jeff Bezos, and that's actually Amazon style. They're like, "You want the blue one?" All right. Next day,
Made to order just for you.
Should we grab the other ones? Nah.
That's what. It's not what sets everything in motion, because as that guy talks about before, like, you'd have to go way back to when that guy first learned this business to see what set that in motion, and then back to that. So, looking at what causes things is much deeper than looking at a single action and figuring out what that'll lead to. But because of that, her bike is stolen, right? The daughter's bike is stolen. She had the blue bike. And so
Mads
she needed to ride to
daughter.
school. Yeah. She needed to ride to school, and the car had died, so they decided that they were just going to walk. And then Mads calls and
they were going to have a skip day.
Well, no. They were going to walk at first, but Mads calls and says, I won't be home for 3 more months. Like, they extended my deployment. And so then the mom decides they're going to do a skip day.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So there you go. That's everything set up.
And so, let's touch on this now. Now we have Otto and Leonard, and they're doing a presentation.
Time out, before you go, Matt looks like he's flirting about the movie as we're talking about it. Right?
Never watched this. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, what's up? Keep going. So then what happened?
No, we cut to Matt.
Was his daughter?
We cut to Matt, and he just goes, "I like this movie."
There's more orcs in my film. Maybe it was a different film.
You fucking watch Rings of Power. I am gonna karate chop your ass.
September 2nd, right?
I don't fucking know because I'm not a loser like that, man.
I'm gonna watch it.
Oh my fucking god!
I don't know how it's gonna. Hey, I watched the Wheel of Time show. I'll give him a chance.
That's not a badge of honor.
No, I know it sucks.
If anything, you two both. Well, at least he spent a weekend running through a good show. You've spent how long did it take you to watch the Wheel of Time?
Wheel of Time.
Yeah,
it was like 2 weeks. We watched it on lunch at work every other day.
So you ruined your lunch every other day.
I like to think that you all we're like, oh wait, did we watch it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. We can't. We're an every other day kind of guy here. So
it was more like, can we stomach watching another episode today? I don't know, man. Because it got progressively worse.
Yeah, all I know is
let's go look what's going on at the methadone clinic behind us.
Hey, you guys play Magic over here?
Hey, that can make your money disappear. I know our other brother had told me, I'm not going to watch that fucking Lord of the Rings woke shit.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I mean, I never even care about that. For the most part, besides when they do it, it's just they're trying to lure an audience in. That's the annoying thing to me. When they're like, Disney's like, look how we have all these different kind of characters, black, white, you know, and you're like, Disney, you're just doing it for money, you asshole. That's my problem. But Chris is just like...
I wasn't even tracking what's so bad about the Lord of the Rings show.
Today.
For my opinion or Chris's opinion?
Well, I mean, it's not even come out yet, so what's the issue? I have no idea.
It's got black people in it. is what a lot of people have a problem with right now. And it focuses more on female characters, which I'm like, who gives a shit?
Who cares?
You're in a world with fucking orcs and elves. Who cares? Who cares?
Is that the issue with it? What else is the issue then?
It's not come out, man. That's the only issue that can have.
Well, you were going to give Matt and I shit for watching it, so
it looks like shit.
Does it?
I was going to say, my issue is it looks very over, what's the word I'm looking for? Did you guys watch The Witcher and see the difference between season 1 and 2?
I watched
season 1, they were like really... Season 2 was a lot better, and they replaced the set designer and costume designer, and it shows. But like all
where
the
it almost looks like a theater, like
it looks like a CW show.
Yeah. It's the lighting and like you'll see like, is that a foam sword or something? You know?
Yeah, and like, it's like, oh, they're very clean looking all the time and prettied up, and it's like, I don't know, it just feels wrong.
Hey, look at his TV.
Oh, nice.
Wait. One of the greatest things I've ever seen.
But yeah, my issue with the Lord of the Rings show is I watched the Wheel of Time one and they butchered it. So now I'm kind of like,
wonder what they're going to do with
the source
this
material one. Yeah, and that show, God, it sucked. But
I've just not heard great things about anything for like the writing team or shit for it. So the other thing is the story that they're trying to use. It's just. I don't know. It's the same as shit for me in Star Wars, where I'm like, they've got all this material they could use and make really interesting stories, but they just keep retreading the same shit, or at least they link to the same
playing
shit.
It safe.
Yeah, formulaic again. But
we'll see. I'm still gonna watch it though. We'll give it a shot.
I like your review style, so you just watch it and you give me the. I like this.
I like it. I like it.
I didn't like it.
So tell me about it. I liked it. It was good.
See, that's all
It was good. It was all right.
You know what?
It was not the best.
You heard this Wheel of Time one. They wasted every other lunch. So good review. I know that lunch was wasted, and I shall not be doing that.
That doesn't like wasting time. I liked it. It sucked.
The bologna sandwich was better than the show.
And that's why he went dubbed instead of subbed on this one, because what is it? TV is twice as fast or something like that from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh, God, yeah.
Reading's too slow. TV's twice as fast.
When you said dubbed over subbed, I was like, it's because it's a boxing clinic next to him. Every time he hears subs, he's like, no.
Never. Not again. No, I just wanted to be different today, and I regret it. But
all right, so Otto and Leonard are doing a presentation in front of their company. They're trying to set up, explain why they've wasted a year of their company's money and resources looking for a formula that predicts how the future, essentially. Like what event? It made me think kind of like Minority Report, the fucking, what were they called?
Yeah, well, these formulas definitely exist.
Huh?
Yeah, but all that research is based on like hindsight data. Like,
yeah, and this would be more quantum computing because you had to like take so many pieces of information, at once. It's almost infinity, you know.
It's almost an impossible scenario, honestly, with what we have currently.
Well,
once again, it's the what Dune is
this is also
the Golden Pass.
This is also what the movie Pi is, because remember he's getting the formula that they want it for the stock market, they want it for the world, like politics, and
predicting everything.
Yeah,
but that's almost kind of this entire movie's based on, like you said, like. The idea of like coincidence versus fate versus predicting action versus religion, like all these different
versus
ideas.
Coping.
Even like fundamentalists versus fuck, can't even think of it now.
Unorthodox.
No.
Dramatic.
I don't know if he's frozen. Or...
No, I'm trying to remember it, man. I was actually reading about it not too
like
long.
A modernist. What are you thinking?
No, it's philosophy. It's
I don't know enough philosophy to speak on it.
Philosophy doesn't know you.
Fundamental.
We got extremism, modernism, orthodoxy.
No, when I hear fundamentalism, I think of religions. I don't really know.
Same.
Well, and that's usually what that fundamentalism is. It's
gotcha.
Legalism?
literal-minded or carrying a pretense of being the sole source of objective truth. But yeah, there's a conflicting philosophy. Like they came out around the same time, and I can't think of the fucking name for it because usually philosophies have the dumbest fucking names. Like Ayn Rand's collectivism is her philosophy, and you're like, there's a woman who's all about individualism. I don't get that at all. So,
it's weird though, because I like some of her philosophy if it were added to other pieces of philosophy, though. The idea of like improving, like the idea of bettering yourself to better the overall like whole, instead of like I just need to worry about me.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Hers is just worrying about bettering me, and
that's what I'm saying. Wait, are you? I'm trying to think. Now all I can think about is philosophy because I remember Voltaire. I don't know. Matt, what you got for us?
You guys just made me go down a rabbit hole. I was trying to remember a book. It
like
was
liberty, human determinism.
Oh. No, let's not do this. We will be here for hours.
I'm just looking at Voltaire stuff now.
But and then you also have, like I said, Camus' absurdism. Like none of this really fucking matters.
Absurd.
Thank you.
I actually love Camus, but
I fucking do too.
The Stranger's a fantastic.
The Stranger's one of the greatest books, but I think what is it? Is it The Fall or The Plague? The one about the lawyer. I still think it's almost my Bible because Rosie fucking hates that I love it because I'm like, nobody. It's the one where she quotes me as saying, people don't ever do nice things because they're good people.
Oh, I hate when you say that. I hate that.
But, no.
Is it fundamentalism versus Brandonisms?
Rosie takes it as one specific way, and that there is no good in the world or in a person. But I'm trying to say that there's more than one dimension to the facet of a good act is all. You know?
Pretty sure there's an episode of Friends about this.
There's not an episode of Friends about shit, man. Get out of here.
Well, when Ross sleeps with Rachel's best friend, he does it.
No, it's the episode when
he fucked a dinosaur.
They argue about if there's anything such as an unselfish act.
Oh.
And it's like Phoebe does something nice,
you know what?
And Joey's like,
so
yeah, but did you feel good about doing it?
But my problem is that you watch Friends right now.
I watched all of Friends.
Holy fucking...
Yeah. I watched it and How I Met Your Mother, and kind of regret one of those, but... feel judged.
To be fair, How I Met Your Mother has a couple really good episodes.
Yes, it
Not
did.
that I've watched that entire show, but like... The episode where Marshall's dad dies, that's a really well-shot episode.
The only thing I like about that is some of the actors, but I can't stand the show. Yeah. Do you all, either one of you all watch Big Bang Theory, or did?
Oh,
no. All right, good.
No.
Cool, man.
I tried it.
Theory
I get to call you my brothers for
comedy.
another day. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, I did try it, but that comedy was not
Brittany loves it.
I think it's what...
I get so mad at her.
I've heard it explained like this. It's what a normal person thinks a smart person acts and talks and is, you know? It's weird because they're all kind of feminine.
Extreme caricatures.
Yeah. They're either kind of like, hey. I know, I'm dying. There it is.
Yeah.
Is that God's skin noble in the background you're fighting there, Brett?
But no, I'm with you. I hate Big Bang Theory. And I say Brittany likes it, but she turns it on to like watch something that she doesn't care about.
I just fucking hate
I can't do
Sheldon.
it because I hate the like alley-oop jokes that like every single joke is set up by the first comment, like the comment that precedes it. Well, if that's true, then laugh track.
And it's not even like they say it's fun. It's like intelligent people, but it's not. It's just like buzzwords with that bazinga, and then you get the one guy Sheldon. He's always gonna be, you mean Higgs? It's just the way he acts. I want to fucking punch him. So I don't like it,
Brandon.
and I'm giving him a Matt review. I don't like it. Stinks.
I
don't like it. Someone needs to do something.
Someone somewhere needs to take action about it.
The problem is they did something and took it away, and now they get young Sheldon.
Oh God! Which is based in Texas, so everyone's kind of got a weird accent.
I love when Sheldon do that.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did not know this.
Yep. The boy in Young Sheldon reminds me of the kid from that movie. You remember Problem Child?
Yeah, I remember.
Brendan, yeah. Matt, you
remember.
wouldn't. You're true.
No idea.
That movie was based on my life. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, those movies were amazing when we were young. Was it Jason Rittman? What's his name? That was the dad.
Didn't he die?
Jason Ritter?
Was he the guy that was in 10 Simple Rules for blah, blah, blah? I don't know. What'd you find?
John Ritter.
John Ritter?
See, I was close.
And he died 2003.
Yeah, he was in a show.
8 Simple Rules. There you go. And Three's Company.
Yeah.
Oh, man, 8, 10.
Oh,
God,
eight.
my birthday coming up.
He was also in It.
Oh, that's right.
So, anyways, they are giving this brief at their company, and they pretty much the whole brief is about how they don't have enough data to figure stuff out.
And in the future,
so
they'll have
like
the capabilities, but it's not.
But
he's trying to sell them still.
Good.
It is, but
yeah,
we learn. I think we can kind of come to the conclusion at the end of this. It's all pointless in the end, you know. Not.
I think he even comes to that conclusion in the one scene where he talks to.
He does.
Because, like I said, you can't just look at a single action and what comes from that. You have to look at, like, years and years before what led to that action.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and as well with that is the thing you change now. What are you getting from that, and how many different, like, how many actions have splintered off from that? Even, you know what I mean? There's always some consequences to be dealt with.
Yeah, and it would be almost impossible to predict every human's action in a certain situation because you need everyone to lead to that one result. So they get fired from their company after their brief does not go well.
And it goes really bad, though, because his buddy, which one is it? Leonard?
Yeah,
he starts like they're talking about like, so what does this do? And they're like, they're already, you can see like they're criticizing it, and he's like, and they're like, what about this with the club foot and blindness? Was it or
deafness?
Hard of hearing.
Hard of hearing. And Leonard's like, oh, I had an aunt who had that, and just rambles on for a little bit, and then the lady's like, so did you find any kind of correlation or anything? Oh, no.
There's not one.
None at all.
He says there's not one, none at all.
No, none at all.
I have 100% been in a sales call where someone's done that.
Yeah,
before.
That's pretty much a fire me on the spot comment too. Nope, none at all.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't expand
hey, I'm
on
going
it.
to derail. Yep, I'm going to derail this whole conversation for no reason and make it all look useless here.
Yep.
So,
but it's great though because his friend
crush this man's dreams.
His coworker the whole time is like, no, let me answer that. Let me try and jump in here, and he will not be heard. He says, no, I get this. I got to tell him about my aunt.
I think one of the biggest things in this movie is every single character in it is like super flawed. with different issues.
They're real.
The guy we were just talking about, Leonard, is a very real character who has like a lot of issues going on in his brain. He doesn't know how to stop like at all. Sometimes he just can go in.
We made a good point here, actually. Like Big Bang Theory, their view of a smart person or smart people versus this show's view of their. You have the the professor or the doctor, and then you have his I think he's like a software developer, and
he's like a programmer, a coder.
Yeah, and like, but they are done well because they are flawed as hell, but they're really intelligent, and that intelligence usually gets in the way of them, though.
But it also doesn't just define them as people.
Yeah. It doesn't mean I'm just a smart guy. When you need a smart answer, I solve it. And there we go.
Yeah. And these are my quirks.
Here's what makes me me. Yeah,
I get it all figured out.
Like a lot of times their intelligence is like a shield. Is what I was kind of getting from the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of what they put up around them when they can't deal with any social situation, which isn't really social, but like the stress. But yeah, really good characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're packing up their shit and leaving, and then
because he got fired.
Otto.
Otto, I would say our second protagonist in this movie.
Yeah.
Depending on how you look at it, he gets on the train.
Seth Rogen Jr.
I don't like that because I like him a lot more than Seth Rogen.
I fucking hate Seth Rogen, but that's like, look at the picture that has him in it for the like still of this movie or whatever, and it looks just like him.
Yeah. No, I see that. Except with like a little gimp arm kind of thing, whatever that is.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
So he gets on the train home. He notices, I'm going to read this directly from Wikipedia. He notices a tattooed man in the same car, and then he sees another man get up, take like a bite of a sandwich and a full sandwich and a full drink, and he throws them in the trash and exits the train. And of course, Otto kind of thinks that's weird at the time, but then he sees Mads Mikkelsen's wife and daughter get on the train, and he offers up his seat to them, and the wife ends up taking the seat. And then what is it, about like 15 seconds later, train crashes, and that entire sidecar like gets like the right side of that train like just gets destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Just the right side. So.
Yep. So unless you were sitting down where he was sitting down, which he gave up his seat to the wife.
Mm-hmm.
If you were sitting down, you would have died. If not, you probably would have survived.
Yeah.
Coincidence?
No, Matt, it's not. It was planned.
By the script writer? Oh, wait.
Exactly.
So, do want to kind of keep touching on that because I love how they unfold that.
And, well, the entire movie is pretty much this guy dealing with survivor's guilt, honestly.
Yep. Because he gave up his seat, and he's at the hospital. He even has to see the daughter sitting there being like crying or something, and someone talking to her. You know, he knows that her mom's dead, and he takes it as his own fault, guilt.
Yeah. Which we find out later on why.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. Which that shit was sad, man.
Yeah.
It's a good conversation they had.
Yep. And it also showed the not conflicting, but opposite ends of dealing with grief, though. And I guess also he's had
both
time.
Ways are unhealthy.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. But
Mads Mikkelsen's is definitely unhealthy.
No, yeah, but I was gonna say Otto. So
cooler.
He becomes better. Yeah, it's fucking awesome, cool. But
I mean, Mikkelsen took the Mads Mikkelsen took the Batman route.
John Wick.
I'm just saying this movie could be a Batman
that's a really good
story.
point that you make. That the person we hold as a fucking superhero.
Oh yeah,
is essentially a fucking crazed nut.
I'm sure they've done a lot of
just
graphic
not
novels
dealt with
that.
his grief.
Yeah, and he just connects random dots, and he's like, "It's just all crime in the city.
The crime is coming from this. I've got to cut off the source." And then it's like he just killed some.
So the part after that, well, we still have some more in the hospital, don't we?
Well, yeah, that's about it, though, in the hospital. Then they tell
There is
Mads.
one thing I'd like to talk about, though. So, like, they bring Mads, and Mads comes to the hospital to get his daughter, and then the doctor comes to talk to him, and also some grief counselors come to talk to him. Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking, in the U.S., this is not how this would go down.
Man,
at all. Like,
he would got a bill.
He would have gotten a bill,
and they would have been
like, "Good luck dealing with this." No one would have reached out to him, and then. Like, not that he took the help anyways, but it was so nice to see, like, a country be like, hey, man, you should really deal with this.
It's not like I want to shit on the U.S. too much, but yeah, it seems so fucking foreign, the whole thing. Like, and they were following up, too, where they were like,
yeah,
hey, are you sure? Because we would like to help you and stuff. And you're just like, yeah, that's not, fuck, what was it, Reagan? Closed down the mental hospitals and just gave the homeless or the inpatients just like a bus ticket, and that's why they ended up in like Skid Row and shit. That's what we did. We just said have a good day.
And I mean,
that's why in America we get Batman.
That's true.
There's
a good and the bad,
benefits to both.
There's a balance.
Yeah,
we've got a fake
people
man
might not
who wears
be part of society.
Batman's not real, and universal health care is. So
no, Batman's
and people
not real.
Shitting in the street in Skid Rows is
no.
Instead,
instead of Batman, we get active shooters and mass shooters and stuff like that.
You get what I dealt with. I don't know if I've talked about it on this. You might have been there, seen her, Matt, at GC Services, that old lady who would push the cart that had the Kroger bags. Yeah, I helped her push her cart up to the fucking the bus stop up there because it was a big hill and, you know, she was all hunched over. Yeah. During that middle of the push, I noticed what was in the bags. She was taking shits in the bag and just tying them up and putting them in her cart.
No good deed, Brandon. No good deed.
I took I bleached my hands for fucking an hour after that because I'm like,
they're still not clean, man. That's a problem. That's
I'm the dung eater. God damn it.
You're like 2% homeless now. I think that's how that works, right?
98% shit.
When you take a genetics test, that's exactly what happens.
It's Irish and homeless.
Hey, Rosie. What's feces? It says Caucasian and feces.
What country is this?
Is that like an island?
Is that a subsidiary of Greece?
Is it Fiji or Feces?
It was Greece. Used to be Greases and Thesis. I had the back hair of a Greek man, so that's what I'm looking to do. But that's America.
But they leave the hospital, and you can see their relationship, him and his daughter's relationship is strained already, and this just makes it worse because he's closed everything in. I deal with it in my brain, and she's all these events led to this. Like, what can I do? Is God?
That's one side of her.
She's trying to find purpose.
She's at an age right now. She's not anything really yet. She's forming that. Where
she's developing it.
And she's like, is it religion or is there some kind of fate here or is it, is there a bigger purpose or anything?
I would say bottom line is she wants to talk about it and she wants
to deal with it
for both of them. And he just wants to be like, nah.
And he wants to be dead inside.
Yeah.
And it,
exactly.
And then after this is the police station, right?
Well, no, this is where Otto sits down getting back from the hospital, and you see that he's got the arm thing that he has, where his left arm, is it his left or right?
It's right.
Just
right,
bone, pretty much. It's his right, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the arm from Scary Movie 3.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of him on that. That's what it looks like, though, like to give you a pretty clear, strong hand.
But he's sitting down watching the news, and he finds out only one cart was destroyed on that train. And in that train car that he was in, it was a key witness against a very violent biker gang.
Riders of Justice.
Riders of Justice.
Yeah, like he was actually going to testify against the head of the Riders of Justice, the head of that crime organization, and he I mean, we can skip a little ahead with this, but he kind of finds out as well this guy's like OCD is actually, and that's another part where they show
he starts digging
the health records. Like everybody there actually goes to see like mental health or the doctors or something. Like their problems are dealt with, but like
should be.
Yeah, they at least try.
So Otto has a theory, and he starts researching the theory. But he wants everything to back up his theory. So, like, he looks at everything from that point of view. Mm-hmm. And so he finds facts that backs it up.
And forces and numbers or statistics to the point where he can make his claims true. You know?
But the police aren't hearing it. They think he's ridiculous.
Yeah. He's like, but these numbers, it's 1 out of 200 million that it would be this and blah, blah. And they're like, all right, man, shit happens.
I guess it was, yeah.
Yeah. But then he gets with his friend. Oh, sorry, go ahead, man.
I was going to say this part, that is the part when I mentioned the Batman thing earlier. That's actually when I thought about it when watching the movie. I was like, damn, this would be a Batman graphic novel, except it wouldn't be a coincidence.
Oh.
Like him linking all the stuff together.
No, we would, if it was a good comic, it would not be a coincidence. It would have a good story to link it, though. Like this one does.
Like the Hush ones.
But if it was that new Batman movie, it would do that, and then it would continue, and it would link it to some stupid shit that makes it... I did like that movie.
I like the new movie.
I liked it until the Riddler thing happened, and I was like, why are we doing this? I don't need this part. I don't need to see about the fucking incels online, you know?
Agreed. That was when I was like, you could have ended it when they kind of caught him.
It was the Long Halloween, and then they turned it into that. Like almost.
Yeah. I wonder if it was to introduce like the concept of the henchmen and stuff. But yeah, the last act of that Batman film was a little much for me.
Yeah.
I don't hate it though. I mean, I like that movie a lot. Mm. It's just one of the things I wish they could cut like the last 15 minutes.
I liked it a lot until the Riddler took over.
Yeah. Speaking of the last Batman, what's that actor's name?
Pattinson, who is amazing.
Don't you all think he would have been awesome as Sandman? Every time I looked at the Sandman guy, I was like, I wish that was Robert Pattinson instead.
I always think, and you can tell, especially with the time, that he's emulating like Robert Smith from The Cure because he's got the hair of him. But look up a picture of Robert Smith now. He is dedicated. All right, I want you to look at the picture because it's amazing. This guy has kept it up. He is who he always said he is, and I
love it.
That's
awesome.
Jesus, he's stuck with it.
I know, and that's amazing, though. But yeah, Robert Pattinson could be good. That's kind of my issue with that Sandman is I don't love their Sandman that much. You all have heard the Radiohead song, Everything in the Right Place, when he goes, woke up sucking a lemon.
Everything.
That's what he said. Yeah. That's what the Sandman actor looks like the whole time. Woke up sucking a lemon.
I liked it.
I mean, I liked it.
Oh, I like the show. I just wish it was a different actor.
That guy doesn't have a lot of charisma.
The only actor I would change is Patton Oswalt as the Crow. And it's not because I dislike Patton Oswalt. I just feel that his voice was very...
comedic?
Opposite of the tone of the movies. Yeah, like even when he's not trying to be comedic.
I don't like Patton Oswalt that much.
Yeah.
I really do not. I've noticed, I keep trying to give him because he likes and he supports things that I like. So I give him a little clap for that.
We're on the same team, bro.
I don't like him in Mystery Science Theater that much. I don't like him in Sandman. I did not like whatever the fuck that King of Queens, is that what it's called?
Is that Patton Oswalt?
He's the sidekick to Kevin James in that show. That's where he got
Paul Blart.
That's where he got big.
Small cow. I didn't know that.
Blart. Can we do Paul Blart Mall Cloud?
I've never watched that movie. I've never watched it.
We need to start putting Paul Blart in other movies. Oh, Whitney, you haven't watched it. Never
What
mind.
if Mads Mikkelsen in this
I don't think I need to watch it to know exactly who that character is.
Yeah, I've seen him a little bit.
No, you got
But
him.
what if Mads' character in this was Paul Blart? Kevin James playing Paul Blart, seeking revenge. And
it would have been over the first time they showed up at that one dude's door and he pulled a gun on him.
Speaking of which, where are we in the movie?
on
The
this
cop.
movie.
We are not
there we go. So we
tracking
went from
well.
the cop to he. Otto decides that he's not going to give up.
Yeah, so
'cause he
let's
believes
also
he's
say
right.
that Mads,
Starts recruiting his friends.
he's harsh on his daughter for her weight. Like, there's a scene in there where it's like, you've got to run 3 times a week like we agreed or something. And she's like, fucking, my mom just died, asshole, fuck off, you know? So
Yeah, when he first did that, I didn't realize it was a weight thing. I thought she was training for something.
they had already done
But
it
as
already on the phone.
I thought it was a thing they bonded over.
No, see, I already knew because when he was talking to the mom, he was like, is she keeping up with her exercise or her running or whatever? There's a little, like, snippet there of that. So I kind of figured he was that kind of dude.
I probably missed that. Okay,
Yeah, I did
that
too.
adds a little more
'Cause
context.
in my head, when I was watching that, I was like, I think I want to start running with Ella. And then then it becomes a weight thing, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
But-
I looked at it as like a father-daughter bond at first.
And I think
That's what I thought.
it can be that way.
And she was mad at
as long
him.
as you're not like, put down the cupcake, you chubby little,
Salami or something like that.
you fat.
Yeah,
Oh my
chubby
god, that
salami.
part cracks me up though.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
But yeah, they seek, or Otto seeks out his friend Leonard to do some like background like check on a lot of things, and they kind of come to the same conclusion. And then they bring in their friend, what is his name again? Amenthela?
Emil
No, that's,
Hart.
no. Still feeling no.
What's his name then,
I'm
Matt?
trying to load it up.
I
I'm trying to
liked
get
it.
back there, man.
Amenthela.
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 M. How about this M?
Amenthela.
Iman.
How about Amen?
Taylor.
Amen.
Amen.
There we go.
Eminem.
Yeah, who's a very
Let's just call me T.
overweight like computer hacker,
Yep.
and they get him to run facial recognition on the one guy who gets off the train,
Who
'cause I
dumped the
guess
sandwich
CCTV
and
spotted
the
him,
drink.
Who dumped the sandwich and the juice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's €15. That's crazy.
yeah. They had like a 99% match.
Ooh,
and they
no.
were freaking out.
No.
because they were like, "That's bullshit."
They have a 98
This guy is
something.
99 point.
But he's South America or Iranian, that one is.
Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt.
Yeah, it's a 99.12 match is the threshold.
Yeah.
And they found one person in the world that meets that. Unfortunately, that guy lives in Egypt, so like it can't be that. Lower your threshold because the camera angle and all that. So he does, and he finds someone there who is actually the brother of the leader of the Riders of Justice gang.
Mm-hmm.
Who is also a trained engineer.
Electrical
so they're thinking
engineer.
They set all this up.
And they said that he was there the night before too as well. Like
Yep.
walking by that spot on the train tracks. So
Yep. So then they don't go back to the cops with it. They go to
Mads' character.
Marcus.
Marcus,
Matt's character Marcus. And this is what you can tell grief is really taking a toll on him, because as soon as they make this pitch to him, at
He's
first I thought he was
sold.
gonna be like, "Get the fuck out," but he's like, "I'm in."
He was sold like,
He's like,
when they
yeah.
started, before they even gave any kind of like data to back it up. He was like, once that started rolling in, he was like, okay, what do we do?
Yeah,
'Cause
he's like, I
as
have
a-
nothing going on right now. Let's
As a
go.
soldier, he needs someone or something to blame
It's-
to like take out his like anger.
Yeah,
on.
he needs to focus this, and then he knows that I can kill people. I like doing that. That'll be something. It makes me think of
Okay, good. I can do this.
the Royal Tenenbaums though, when Bill Murray's
Uzi?
talking to Luke Wilson, and he's like, "I think Margot is cheating on me," and then Luke Wilson has the over the top where he just punches the glass. Who do you think it is? You know, because that's these three are just coming like, we think this guy might be, and he's like, all right, let's kill them all.
Wait, what?
But I was even more amazed that they were like, once it gets to it, they're like, no, we're fine with this. Revenge is fine. We're all on board. You do the killing.
But
there is actually a funny. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say they go in to see him, and he's like, "Let's go to the barn and talk." And like the whole time,
they love the barn.
Like, this is a huge barn. This thing is huge.
It's bigger than the house.
I don't even like the barn too, though. He was like, "This is a very nice barn," but Leonard the whole time was like, "This is, this deceptive from the outside."
Even when they come back, he's like, "Can we go back to the barn?"
Mm-hmm. Like, which we'll find out about.
There's a line here, or it's at some point around this area when they're like, Mad's character says, "Revenge, like we're gonna kill him," but he doesn't outright say it because I don't even know if he ever says it in this film, really. And the other guy goes, "I don't know, can we do that?" He's like, "Yeah, man, you were just talking about draining their bank accounts and signing them up for a bunch of bullshit subscriptions."
And then they equate
He's
that
like,
to...
but there's a pretty big fucking leap between that and murder.
That's what I love. I'm like, that is a big fucking leap.
But the very
They were
next
going to sign him up
is
for like a Costco
goes,
membership.
I'm down.
Yeah.
He was going to get a Planet Fitness Costco membership and all this stuff. And they're like, oh, man, they spent $100
Well, we could
extra.
just kill him.
I do like the running gag of every time they pull down his driveway that like they struggle to back out.
I'm not doing it.
Like,
not unless you're paying for the body work.
Yeah. Like one time they got to drop him off and he's like, "You're going to call a taxi for him?" Or what?
Yeah.
They show the shot of his driveway and it's just a straight, normal drive.
The whole time, yes, I'm like, what is the problem here?
I think I laughed like surprising because I don't think I'd realized it was a comedy yet until they start trying to back out from his driveway, and he's like, "This thing's impossible," and it's just the worst driving you'll ever see, and you can see Mads looking at him like,
"What the fuck?"
You would think someone who's such a trained soldier wouldn't be able to like deal with these people, but he's just so focused on revenge. Yeah, that's awesome.
He deals with them.
Yeah. I hope later on when they stay friends, he isn't still the bully that he is like throughout this movie.
I just don't know how. I think maybe it's been reduced, but only so much. Like he's got to catch himself. Like, oh, don't break his fucking nose.
Well, maybe it's like beneficial for both. He learns not to be a bully. They learn a few social skills.
Yeah,
see, it works both ways.
They do need to learn some social skills.
Yeah. Leonard a lot of the time seems like diagnosed on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Right? Because he just, almost all of them.
I would say a couple of them.
Yeah. Leonard and Emil Thar? Whatever. E.T.
Amelia Clark.
And then Taylor.
What the fuck? It's just not going to hold.
They say his name so well in the movie.
I know.
Stupid Danish people are good at that.
Saying Danish words.
Is this what you brought to the
natural talent?
Racism.
Yeah, when they're like, so on this focus group, what do you think about?
I don't mind the skin color, but the name is a little European.
Yeah.
How about John?
Also, why does that man pull down his pants? Felt really gay in that moment. I mean, I felt gay, and that's not cool.
Made me feel weird inside.
It did make me feel weird to see that scene.
Really?
But
I laughed my ass
I think
off.
that was the whole point of it.
I was dying laughing though once I'm like, because at first, like I said, I thought he was doing like I'm taking my clothes off and gonna run at you as a naked man because nobody wants to fight a naked man. I think I said it on. Yeah, that's a scary thing for me. Somebody
trying to be submissive.
Yeah, yeah, it just puts his ass out there.
So their first order of business is going over to the brother's house,
engineer.
The guy they see on the train, the engineer, and they ask him about a train, and he reacts as if he's up to something and pulls a gun on him. And then Mads Mikkelsen, like they walk away, and then Mads Mikkelsen's like, "You know what? I'm done with this." So he opens the door and just. He doesn't beat this guy up. He just breaks his neck.
Oh yeah,
it was
takes
awesome
that fucking gun away, and it was one of the
Is that
best
a real
neck
move?
breaks. Yes, because I think that like how he held him, like he would be able to apply that pressure a lot easier.
I've never seen someone do it that way. That was awesome.
That's because
He
Hollywood
grabs his
always is
arm,
like
points it up and like knocks his knee down. and then just snaps it.
Yeah, well,
like it was cool.
We always get in Hollywood like a fucking Patrick Swayze throat rip and stuff, where you're like,
God, Patrick Swayze in this movie. It's just him throat ripping people.
Yeah.
Where was the train?
It was self-defense.
I've dealt with riders of justice at bars all my life.
I love the idea of none of the riders of justice taking him serious because he's so small, though.
He's just
ripping
his throat out as he's kind of walking around.
But as they're cleaning up that murder scene after he breaks the neck, they notice
Leonard is cleaning up the scene because they are outside in the car. Leonard goes on and he gives up the numbers of statistics like how you get caught. It's going to be
86% of murders are linked to DNA, and that's how they're solved. Yeah.
So he goes through and he gets regular household cleaner to get it up. He knows what he's doing on that. And then he notices there's a guy tied up on the couch with a ball gag and naked, who's just staring at him, and he just looks at him and walks away.
Which was, I thought that was kind of weird, but it leads to a good story.
It works out.
Not my chair, not my problem type of deal.
There's not a whole lot of repercussions, as far as outside world. It's a very contained story. It's between them and the biker
There's no
gang
police
kind of
in between, which I like, though, because they're not trying to tell that. They're trying to show, once again, dealing with grief and, trying to figure out how the fucking world works or weighing yourself down with that.
Having a purpose.
Yeah. Thanks. You know what? I liked it.
Welcome. Came in at the end there.
Yeah.
Summarized it.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Oh, we also didn't we miss when Sirius comes and drops the daughter off, at Mad's daughter off, and he slaps him like a bitch.
What?
Oh yeah, this seems awesome.
Because he's let's go. You don't need to be out here. Blah blah blah. And he's kind of being an asshole, but he's never met this kid before, and he's like, you shouldn't talk to your daughter like that.
And he's home for the first time in years.
He's mad because she's coming home late.
Well, and
he didn't. She wasn't answering her phone.
He's mad. First time in years, he's home. His wife is dead. Granted, this guy's fucking stable, but those are a lot of things where you're like,
yep.
Especially when you hear this serious guy trying to be like, my mom's a psychiatrist, and he keeps explaining shit away. That's where I wanted to punch him.
Oh yeah, this was he was definitely wrong place, wrong time. Oh,
is Brett frozen?
Or he's standing
coming
very
back.
still.
There he is.
No.
Why?
Yeah.
Hey, Bert.
Sorry, my internet's coming back.
Yeah.
It's been really spotty lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in the dubbed version of this, it was fantastic. They gave him a real whiny voice, but with no emotion. So it was the Matt's character
voice.
Yells at his. Yeah, he yells at his daughter, and I can't remember what he said. He's basically get in the house.
Yeah,
and he's like, I don't care. It's 10:30, and the kid goes, you shouldn't talk to her that way. And the scene is just mad, turns around, stares at him a second, then slaps him. And he makes noise.
It is a fucking bitch slap, though.
Oh, yeah.
It looks
and then he drives away on his moped.
Rick James, with 5 fingers straight to the face.
Yeah, you can't go around hitting kids, but at the same time, mind your own fucking business,
and it leads to one of the better lines of this movie. Because then he goes inside and his daughter's crying, and he's like, I'm sorry I hit him so hard.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't say, I'm sorry I hit him at all. It's just...
No, he's like, screw, I'm not apologizing.
I didn't know he was such a bitch.
Should have toned it down.
I would have hit no little easier.
I thought he could have taken it. Yeah. Really, he's at fault here.
Yeah. His weak jawline.
But he tries to apologize by having him over for dinner the next night.
Spaghetti bologna. She's like, I'm not found. I'm like, what the fuck?
But his
spaghetti?
whole apology,
You're welcome.
I mean, his apology was kind of half-assed, but whatever. But the entire dinner is spent from her boyfriend and her telling this guy that he needs therapy, and
I thought he was going to hit him again.
You're a soldier. so all you know is violence, and it's like, dude, don't talk.
I want to be
He's
like,
what if I'm a baker, asshole? He's like, well, these
the model
it doesn't apply to everyone.
equate to everything. Oh, it's
He
one of
says
those kind of
the
models.
model doesn't apply. Yeah,
But
it's like,
I wanted to be
bullshit.
like, yeah, I'm a soldier, and all I know how to deal with it as a soldier. You're a kid. All you know how to deal with it is in a childish fucking way. So shut up.
Yeah, it's like I
I
get
thought he
your
was going
mom
to hit
is
him
a,
again.
Like
his mom is a psychologist, but that does not make him a
he
psychologist.
does. There's not
Like,
osmosis.
Yeah, it does. You didn't know
there,
that?
You know, he didn't fucking absorb
Yeah.
the whole thing. I wish.
In the womb, you just kind of absorb.
Well, I wish at the time she wasn't even in school. She was just partying her ass off, you know. And he's like, "I'm smart." I wish the daughter had turned around for a second. He's like, "Say one more fucking word, and I'll slap you again."
I won't slap you this time.
He doesn't hit him anymore after that, but the kid says some things that I'm like, he might kill him right now.
I thought another slap was coming. But you
Yeah.
know what? That
Yeah.
little bitch got it in the end a bit.
Yeah,
And right-
Jesus Christ.
Here's the thing. I do not agree with that guy, but in a way I do. There was, once you get to the four fingers and why he was going to do four fingers, because that guy gave up everything immediately. There was no,
Yeah.
like,
Okay, I'll tell you everything.
don't even have to touch my fingers. I'll tell you right now. And he's like,
Yep.
well, you interrupted, and then this, and then he's like, for being a snitch, it's 4. And I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Little shit.
all right.
He was
The
a
guy who
coward.
slapped me.
But he's around the movie, like, for most of the movie. But his character is just one of those bullshit couch therapist kind of thing, where he
Yeah.
thinks he knows a lot, but
I've heard of
he
this
doesn't really
before.
help at all. Yeah.
This
Yeah, this is MBT. Like, that's what you all are doing. It's like, okay, idiot, you don't know what you're talking about right now.
Which that's
doing role
the
playing.
craziest part. Like, so because they keep coming back to the barn, the whole little group, like that's what they do. They're planning, and they start staying with them. They just tell them that they're part of the outreach for like the mental health, like the grief counselors. And that's the craziest part of the movie, that they believe it, especially seeing this fucking group, because they're cussing each other out and just fucking calling each other everything.
Well, he even lets the one guy, like, kind of, like, do therapy with his daughter. Or counsel with
Leonard?
his daughter.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it's okay, because he's seen 24 therapists in, like, 30 years.
Yeah, they said he had
It's
like, they said he
4,000
had like
hours.
logged 4,000 hours.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and he's kind of nailing a few things.
He's actually pretty good at certain things.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, but
I think really what these people needed more than anything was, like, each other, if that makes sense. It's just being able to talk to each
All right,
other,
Disney.
hang out with each other. But, I mean, it's kind of true. It was specifically with Mads Mikkelsen's character. He needed, like, other humans to bring him down and relate to.
yeah, especially not just more soldiers. He
Yep.
doesn't need that. He needs, like I said, in
Yeah,
the
but-
one touching scene with Otto, when he tries to hurl an insult Otto's way about what happened to his family, and how Otto like confronts it and says like straight up, "Yeah, I was selfish as fuck, and I fucked up." So
Yeah, but if we had that, we wouldn't have got the next scene, which was him shooting him up at a bar. See, once again, pros and cons. If we had helped him through his trauma, he wouldn't have shot up a bunch of gangers
gangers.
outside a bar.
Yeah.
Gang,
I like that.
gang,
Oh.
gangbangers is what I was trying to say, but now it's gangers. I'm shortening it.
I don't think they're gangbangers
I don't
either,
think they're
though.
gangbangers either.
Biker gangers.
I mean,
like
there's two kind of
bikers.
gangbangers.
We got
Gang-
bikers.
They're
Gangbangers?
neither of those gangbangers. I hope. Well, they might be
Wait,
with the little Ukrainian
Gangbangers
guy.
just like. I think gangbanger is just a term for part of a gang,
well,
right?
you can be a. They've used it for part of a gang, and then there's also the porn
Yeah.
version of.
Well, I meant it part of a gang in this.
Well, I mean, once
movie.
again, is it part of a
And
gang
Munchie, it would be
with
the
a
other.
bunch of their dicks out? Is that what you mean?
I don't know what they do.
Matt's review
Said
is.
a word to be
I like
tough.
it.
I liked it.
It felt good.
It stinks.
The more, the merrier.
So But so Matt's character calls all the guys into the barn. He's like, let's kill them all. Let's figure out, get me all the details of the bad guys, the ones that are deserving of being killed. And that's kind of what they do. Yeah. They start figuring out who's really bad. Emmentaler, don't they have to bring all his shit?
The monitors.
They have to bring all his shit over.
As somebody who knows something about electronics and IT, this guy drives me insane with, and I think it's just like an OCD, once again, like on the spectrum thing, because get away from the wires. The shitty resolution, because that's not how that works. Being near the wire, like, so it's not.
He just likes his space.
I know, and it would, but it's not going to improve his algorithm or his code. You know,
no,
it's insane. But yeah, it's a character tick, and it's hilarious.
They're all working through their own issues.
He actually goes off on Mad's character, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, but he only hits his friend, like these people, if they specifically try to get him to open up about like his wife dying. That's the only time he gets mad.
Pushy on it,
and he gives him a warning.
He does. He gives him one.
He gives him.
He tells him exactly what he's going to do if they keep going,
including an awesome spot when he punches Otto in the nose in the back seat. He stops the car.
I'm going to break your fucking nose.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to break your fucking nose if you don't stop talking about this. And then it looks like Otto's going to stop. And then he says like one more thing. He like slams on the brakes.
He says, "You could really learn from." And then he just nails him. And then kicks his unconscious body out of the car.
No.
Which leads to one of my other favorite lines in this was Emmentaler. He goes, "What's that guy's problem?" And Emmentaler goes, "Well, right now he's unconscious in the middle of a bike lane." But
I died. I was sitting here watching it by myself last night, and I just started cracking up because it was just the bluntness. And he was like, "Well, right now I said he's lying unconscious on the side of the road."
The bike lane.
But past that.
I actually thought because he said that they would go back and get him, but they don't.
I mean, they get him in the end, but there was never a decision. It was just like, he's on our way back. We see him. We'll grab him then. If not, we'll be all right.
He should be okay for a bit. It's...
So... I guess.
Oh, we forgot to mention the biker gang finds Emmentaler as like house because they torture the one like prostitute guy that was in the house that saw them kill.
Yep, they
his brother.
Yep, they get the name from him and find out who he is and his friend, the two, because. Yeah. These people are like we said, all weird, and they only have a very small select group.
Yeah.
So they end up trying to shoot them up when they go to get the monitors for Emmentaler, and of course Mads Mikkelsen is a badass soldier and kills all the guys, and he's about to kill the prostitute guy whose name is Bodashka. They're like, let's just take him with us. He didn't do anything wrong.
He's like a lost puppy.
Like, that's Leonard
when they get back. Yeah. When they get back, they explain to his daughter that he's going to be like an au pair for them.
Yeah, I love when he's like, they're like, well, how much did you used to make? He goes, well, I used to make about 12,500 euros a month. I mean, I only saw 250 of that. You're like, damn, man, that pimp was fucking you over, dude.
Well, that's because her boyfriend is like, asking, well, you're working too many hours and this and that.
Oh, God, I wanted to slap this dude. Yeah. Thank you so much, annoying. Mads. But yeah, it's hilarious and then the story where he goes, something about his friend. Oh, I used to know a guy named Star of Africa, but then he was strangled by one of his clients. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, that Bodashka guy is awesome.
I loved him.
I'm trying to think.
So
didn't they go shoot up the restaurant, right?
Yeah, well,
but that's after.
Well, before that, they do like some weapon training and stuff because Emmett Sailor's thing is he wants to get back on people. Like,
and he is like...
He got bullied when
Forrest
he was
Gump putting that gun together because he's like, it's just got the few components. I'm good at this kind of thing.
They work on putting it together, and they're like, why are we doing this part of the training? We just need to know how to shoot
Which I kind of love in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, I get from his soldier view, though, thinking. He's like, that like, you need to know your weapon inside out kind of thing. But they have the opposite kind of thing where they're like, this is inefficient kind of thing. We don't need this. I even like Leonard says, I've got
they do kind of a...
the gun pointed back at his fucking head.
Eagles done second place and it's pointed at him. I loved that. There's another line here where right before they do the weapon training, Emmett Sailor's like, can we just start on birds, if that's okay?
Foxes.
And then Leonard goes, how about we each kill just one fox? It was just... And Mads Mikkelsen character goes, yeah, sure, whatever, I don't care.
Did we touch on this? Okay, so we talked about that, and Leonard talking about the barn, but Leonard already tells us that, like, he was abused by his dad and his uncles in a barn.
So as he's doing therapy on Mads' daughter, he starts opening up about a big barn, and then he's like, well, sometimes you open up and you realize, like, maybe your uncles and dad took advantage of you in a barn or something like that.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze. There he is. Time after time.
My internet's been shit lately. I don't understand it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Man.
But
You're probably too close to the wires.
Yeah, I want you to just start standing up. I wish you had a roommate you could go off on and be like, you're close to my fucking wires. He's like, what are you talking about? It's wireless in here, buddy. Wi-Fi. We just see a guy walking around with his pants down in the background. Like, you're going to spank him.
So most people actually have to have roommates here. Like, a lot of times people have, like, 4 roommates. So...
But not you. You're special.
That's right.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well, I got roommates.
Weird.
They gave me a race car bed.
I call them
you have a race car bed?
That's their pseudonym. But, yeah, in the middle of the therapy, he talks about your dad and uncles out in the barn, for instance. It sounds like they abused them there. And
yeah, it sounds like he didn't really connect those dots as well, and like he was suppressing the memory, and it's kind of come back.
And the thing we were talking about Otto a minute ago, though, Leonard gets a little mouthy because he never knows when to shut up, and he gets threatened by Mads' character, and that's when Mads pulls over to kick his ass. Leonard goes running out into the fucking middle of the field and just pulls down his fucking pants and bends over, though. It's like a little child getting their ass spanked, though. It's and Matt's just walking up to it. It's like, I don't fucking know what to do.
He's like, I was not trained for this situation.
Yeah, I was bottom line. The tactic it worked. His tactic worked.
Disengage. Disengage. Like I ever get somebody I know like straight up can kick my ass or kill me. This is what I'm gonna do. I think it's a pretty good tactic, man.
Maybe if he's just looking to fight you for fun, but if he's looking to kill you, he'll still kill you, I think.
Maybe I'll add shit myself to it. You know, add another element of fear.
Oh, yeah.
See, you said right off the bat, and the killer, he's going to say,
Where did Matt go? Matt's like looking something up right now. We lost.
I think he's been staring at Leonard's ass this whole time.
Like,
let's go to a barn. Let's go to a barn.
Barn. This is the nice barn.
Yeah.
So they start shooting up the gang, right? They kill 5 members in a car. But as you see, the moments in between that are the ones that matter because they're growing closer as a group. All his friends are hanging out with his daughter and getting closer to her, and
so is
I don't know.
They're messed up family.
I really love the family dynamic of it, though, man. And
yeah, it's probably the best part of this movie, honestly.
It's really beautiful.
They're cooking together.
They're telling stories.
Like you said, Bodashka's telling the story of the bear and the princess.
Which makes zero fucking sense, but I love. But that guy is also a very caring, and he's clean. He's kept the house clean the whole time, and he's like he's gonna sew the sweater up. He gives her the cross, and that's another poignant kind of thing. He just puts the cross on her, and he's like, "Here for her protection" or something. He says,
yeah. He was giving her like a self-worth. He said, "You're perfect.
I wanted him to be
you're
like,
beautiful the way you are.
Beautiful, and I would like you to know that you should get a new boyfriend because you can do better." That's what I wanted him to say.
Yeah.
Dude's a poser.
Coward.
But yeah, they start staying the night there and everything. It's
well, they have nowhere else to go now.
Yeah,
because the gang knows who they are and all that.
Yeah.
Where are we? Oh, so this is where Bodashka is talking to Leonard, right? And he tells them that he was on holiday with the gang leader's brother only like 3 days ago. And they're trying to put together the dates, and that means that guy was never actually at the train station.
Yeah, they flew in. He's like, and it was on a Monday, and then they find out that
the correlation was never there, and this causes Mads Mikkelsen to actually like break down. I think he cries a little bit. He tries to destroy the bathroom.
He destroys that fucking bathroom.
He does destroy the bathroom. He doesn't try about it.
Yeah.
He is.
I don't know.
The best part is Bodashka. What was his name?
Bodashka
is just vacuuming around the house while it's all breaking, perfectly calm. He's like, normal day.
Yeah. I mean, though that guy though, he tells his story like being sold by like his mom or somebody when he was a kid, and just ending up once again making 12,000 plus euros a month, but only seen 250 of it. Goddamn,
it's jacked up. Yeah. But yeah, so he deals with that, and like you can see, it's like killing him on the inside. Now, I think that's when he and Otto have the conversation, because Otto apparently drunk drove and killed his daughter, right?
Was it daughter and wife?
I thought it was just daughter.
He had a blood alcohol content of 0.092. I remember it saying there, and
ran into a tree.
And I know the daughter dies because he says every day I wish that I lied about her, like, not picking up after herself, trying to find her brush or something. So,
yeah,
it is one of the really well written part though of like dealing with grief
and touching moment,
the after effects of somebody dying.
It's a great scene.
Because they're both kind of arguing about it, and Mads' character is like, "Oh yeah, because you did such a good job with your daughter," and then you can see
kind of a low blow.
Otto's character like
gets wiped
instead of like, the comment kind of destroys him because he's like, "Yeah, you're right. Like this is what happened. This is how I dealt with it, and this is how I'm still dealing with it. But you have a daughter. You need to deal with it like before something bad does happen.
Yeah, you have time."
And I think, It's a really good comment, and even at the end of the conversation, when like he gets up and he's like, "I'm sorry if I raised my voice at you or whatever."
Don't worry about it. But
but Mads never
I'm
says.
sorry for hitting you in the nails.
Yeah, but he never says sorry for bringing up your daughter. But he's learned.
But, and then once again, it was opposite. I just liked how they wrote it though. Like it was the little things, like stupid little things that you missed.
Yeah,
because. I'm sure that's...
the dynamics of all the characters is hilarious. Like, there's parts we skipped over, like, when after Mads kills the guy, and Eamon Sailor. What was this?
How about we just call him Emmett?
Emmett Sailor. Emmett. When Emmett is telling the French horn story.
Oh, my God.
And... what's his name goes, Otto goes, I don't think he needs to hear this. He goes, shut the fuck up, Otto. Don't interrupt me. I have a purpose.
Because he does that all the time, though. I love that Emmett will not...
It's because Otto, like, has assumed, like, a parenting role over him. And they both are like, dude, sometimes we're adults. Most of the time we're not.
One, though, that I love way before that, Otto was like, why do you... break in for Pilates memberships or whatever. Why do you hack that? And he goes, Emmett Thaler's been needing Pilates for 7 years. He's got back pains. Maybe if you were a better leader, you would know this shit.
When they're trying to recruit Emmett Thaler to the team, he goes, like, after he disagrees with them about the use of the facial technology, they brought pizza to bribe him.
You already fucking ate it.
You and your pizza, get out. And he goes, you already ate it, you fat fucking pig.
He's like, yeah, you can take your pizza and get the fuck out of here. He's like, you already ate the
which means that he just wanted him to take the box because he's too lazy to deal with the trash.
Get the trash out. I'm coding. I've got my monitor.
Get away from my wires. But yeah,
the dynamics of the characters are awesome in this.
They always stay true to how the character. It's not like a force written
even the
character.
last scenes.
It feels like a well developed thing. This is this person with their tics and how they handle it.
I loved not the last scene, but the second to last scene when they're all hanging out that night. The biker gang guy pretty much tracks down their location because he sees a girlfriend sees a video of Sirius with Otto, pretty much.
On social media, yeah.
So they track down Sirius, and Sirius gives in right away, and he breaks some of his fingers. Doesn't matter, pretty much. Sirius is kind of a little.
I want a question real quick. Keep it right there, because it's Sirius who's got the video right and posted on his Instagram or whatever feed, right? Mm-hmm. But the girl says, because I was confused for a second, just to kind of quote her.
You thought it was,
because I thought it might be Bodeshka's or whatever his name is, because she goes, it's just some fag. Instagram thing.
Makes good recipes. Yeah,
and strong language, but that's how it's supposed to be fed in this one. And I thought that's who they meant. And then you find out it's him.
They're talking about Sirius, yeah, who I guess she follows on Instagram just for his recipes or whatever.
He's got great recipes.
But, biker gang tracks him down. He does make good banana cake. The biker gang tracks him down, and he gives up the location for
immediately.
He's
immediately. He couldn't get it out.
Fucking asshole, man! He's on his knees, and the guy says, we're going to make you tell us where they are. He goes, don't worry, I'll tell you. He's giving it up like that.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, for interrupting me, I'm going to break one fucking finger for sure now. Or does that get to two?
It's two.
That gets to two.
Yeah, he says, I'm going to do it no matter what.
I'm doing one no matter what. And then he interrupts him. He's like, now I'm going to do 2. And then he starts complaining. He's like, now I'm going to do 3. And he's I'll tell you everything. He's like, I'll do 4 now because you're a rat.
You're a snitch. You're a little fucking snitch.
What do you got for 3, Matt?
I was about to say, I think 3 is he breaks one of the fingers. He goes, 3 is because you're a crybaby.
That's it.
That's what
fucking
it is.
Crybaby.
And then...
So...
and
then they come and shoot up the house. Mad's character realizes they're coming, so he gets in there real quick, right as they start shooting. And this scene I thought was hilarious because he's like, "Is everyone okay?" And Bodashka's just sitting on the couch. He doesn't get down at all. He's like, somehow
no self-preservation.
Yeah,
I love that. That's because this guy has seen enough shit. Nothing bothers him.
He just doesn't give a shit.
It's his Tuesday,
and
But he never got shot.
You thanked a man just for not fucking you in the ass, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And now you're sitting on a couch and he's like, somehow I am unhit. Okay.
But then Emmett Thaler's like, I'm unhit too.
Which is hilarious because I'm like...
because he's got blood spurting from his head. And I was like, are they going to kill him?
Oh, man, my heart was breaking. All right.
But they all kind of got hit except for Bodashka. He tells his daughter to get under her bed in her room, and then he starts shooting back. And then eventually they grab his daughter. They go downstairs and grab some guns, and he's like, they're all not put together.
How do you do this? He said, just throw them up. And
the choreography of the fight here is pretty good. Like how he does the entry, tactics and stuff.
It is actually
and the camera just kind of follows behind his shoulder.
Even the shadow. It's John Wick, but it's also like this It feels like just an intelligent way of a fucking approaching it. It's like somebody who's been in battle and is just completely calm because he just sees the shadow from the corner and he's like,
yeah,
there's one down.
There was an actual movie I had in my head that does it too, but I can't.
John Wick is
but
one.
Yeah, no, it's shot super well because it does kind of just like it follows
fast cuts.
It just like follows over his shoulder and does entryways.
And this one though,
like
they follow him
shoot.
as he's doing it, even as he changes his arms, like when he changes the angle and the side he's walking. Like it never cuts fast back to like get you hyped.
It feels real.
Yeah,
it feels like very realism. And this is a guy who's done this before, but I don't know. The pacing of it once again is perfect.
Yeah, it's never
because, like you said, there's no jump cuts. There's no too much action to where you're like, what?
It works in John Wick, but it's almost like when somebody says like, you can write a simple melody that can force somebody to be happy or a sad, like like there's like a chord progression, like very by the numbers or something. This one though, like man, you just follow it. And you kind of see it through his eyes in that moment, so it's real tense.
Yep. But they grab his daughter and kind of hold her hostage, and they're like, "Soldier Boy, come out here." And so, like, he has to give up all his weapons.
In the American version, the dub version, it goes, "Soldier Boy, Soldier Boy, come out here." And I was like, are they quoting the song? Or is it... No, they're just saying Soldier Boy. They just said it really weird. I'm like, wait a minute, it's a song? Soldier Boy.
You also did...
He comes out there
did they have that country twang you put on it a little bit there?
Soldier Boy.
It was a weird accent. I don't know how to do it.
The actresses on Designing Women in the 80s. Hey, Soldier Boy, come over here.
Boy.
Soldier Boy.
You want to go to this Kid Rock concert, Soldier Boy?
I got your extra cutoff.
Soldier Boy and Desert Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Don't forget your concealed carry license.
It's Texas. We don't need that.
No. But he gives up all of his guns, and they're about to execute him when they start. First, you see his daughter taking shots, right? She gets shot a couple times.
She takes the shot in the shoulder.
She takes one on, like on the shoulder.
And then she gets down, and then they start firing shots like crazy, and you see that his three friends... Is Bodaska
helping Bodaska is helping too.
Yeah, it's all of them.
Yeah, they're all
because
like
it's kind
shooting.
of a scene of them. Yeah, they're all like letting their grief and anger out in this scene. Including Otto one-handed, was his other hand limp.
Yeah,
and he kind of had the gun up like this.
Oh, it's amazing.
It was.
It was
a really good scene though, because it kind of
was a moment I jumped
off.
Up and I was like, "Fuck yes!" Because I was pumped because I wanted the whole time like they had their part in the movie where they're just kind of the intel and leading to the next thing, so he could handle that, and they get their revenge. And
yeah. The whole movie is like
cathartic.
showing their hidden demons compared to his like one we see. But yeah, it was.
So one of the best
ending.
Parts of this scene, like they wipe out that gang, and he's about to kill the gang boss, and the leader's like, "Why? Can you tell me why you all started this?" And he just shoots him and kills him.
Which I love because it ties once again into, is there a fucking reason for any of this? Is anything matter?
Yeah, fuck you, that's why.
No.
Yeah.
That's where it's like absurdism.
And they did their research. All these people, like they said, had done terrible things.
They had killed.
I also like it because the movie's honest about
the prostitute.
Him not answering makes the movie so honest about it because he's like, "There's not a reason, but this is how I'm dealing with it," and then he kills him. Like I love that reason, though. Like it's so much better than a. Yeah, like we were talking about if this was a Hollywood movie, how it would have been different. And right then, they would have tried to connect it somehow.
They would have never...
They would have had some reason.
There would have been flashbacks of, actually, this happened, this happened.
They would have butterfly affected it.
Yeah. There would have been something that still tied it together that they were right, and they were good.
Yep.
But it... Yeah. And I mean, and in a sense, you could say, you could lay claim to that, especially knowing what they do and all that, but... And again, who are we to play judge on this? But anyways, it doesn't matter.
he kills them. They're all dead, and then he picks up his daughter. As they
I
fall,
love this scene of him blowing them the fuck away, though, man. Every time he
Yeah,
gets a
it's
gun in his
badass.
hand, it is amazing.
He shoots two of them running away, and it cuts
Yeah.
to the other guy's faces, and they're like shocked. I don't know if you guys remember that. Like, there's two
Yeah.
guys running away, and he just goes bang, bang, kills them. Yeah, it was a.
Yeah, him and his daughter scene, though. It was fucking.
I just-
got my goddamn tears going, man.
I love that they don't explain away like all the stuff once emergency like EMS came out there and everything. They're not like they ask us these questions and these questions. It's him carrying his daughter out. Ambulance is coming. Like they talk about, it's going to be there soon, and like she thinks he's going to die. He thinks she might die. They're both worried. You can see them getting closer in their relationship. All it took was like some gunshots, apparently. But like you said, it's a really
External
good scene.
stimuli.
It's well done.
You never
Yeah.
get that moment of like full fucking resolution between him and his daughter where he's like, I've just been. He does say, I need
Because
help.
that doesn't
he
exist.
Says, yeah, and that's
Yeah,
why it
it
feels
does.
natural and organic where he's like, I need help, and it looks like he's going to die, is what's there. And that's about the most cathartic thing in that moment is when he's just like, I need help, and she sees that, and we go from there.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we said, it's not a quick fix of I need help, you're fixed. And they don't bother even showing that. The next scene is them at Christmas time, all hanging out together in their dysfunctional family.
Oh
It's
my
so
God,
good.
I love
Mads'
it.
character in the worst Christmas sweater you'll
I
ever see, but it's
fucking
perfect
love
because.
this.
And they're giving each other gifts, and they give Emin a French horn. And he starts
And
to
it sounds
play
like
it,
shit.
And Leonard's
Hold
like,
on.
he's like, I'm not listening to that shit on Christmas.
No, I will not listen to this shit on Christmas.
Even better. He goes, I don't even know what I would play, and it cuts to Matt's character, and he goes, just play any fucking thing.
Yeah, any fucking thing.
Which they still hold their dynamic
Just-
because that's how things work. You don't like
I mean,
even
what's
with
this-
therapy, it's not like you're gonna magically become, you're like,
No.
I'm so at peace with the motherfucking universe. You still you just coping mechanisms or
Yeah.
Yep.
A little bit better.
yeah.
And at first he sucks, and Leonard's like, I can't listen to this shit on Christmas. It's fucking
And
stop.
Otto.
And then Otto's like, Otto talks to him. He's like, pretend you're back in your little
He also auto rubs his back.
He does that.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if you
yeah,
noticed.
which is
That was
supposed
kind
to be
of
a
a-
calming technique, actually. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
but
like,
to me,
it's-
it was like a callback to being a better leader, saying like,
Yeah.
lower back pain.
It's group therapy. They're all there for group therapy, pretty much.
Yeah.
God, that would be a nightmare.
But I mean, we watched it the whole time. But he's
Yeah.
like,
And
you're
he's-
back there. You're in your uniform. You're on that court, or you're wherever.
Field or
Yeah,
whatever.
you're on the
yeah.
field. You're in your uniform. Play whatever you want, and
And then he plays little
it's
drummer boy.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, and Mads' character looks like he's gonna cry, and he's looking at his daughter, and you can see they're slowly like strengthening their relationship, and it's a great ending to
Well,
the movie. It's a
It's
great
not done
movie.
there yet. Now we move to
Is it not?
where the bike, because there's the bike in the
Oh,
garage.
yeah. You're right. That's
He
a
gets
good
her
one. Yeah.
a new bike, but then
oh yeah.
Father Santa Claus that promised his granddaughter a bike.
The blue
It's
bike.
up front.
Yeah.
And the movie then shows that, like, I mean, if you want to tie some fucking coincidence, then here's the coincidence. But it has no bearing because
Yeah.
these people have no bearing to this.
Yep.
Did we talk about the scene where Leonard, she has like above her bed
with
like,
Otto?
everything that led to that moment? Yeah,
That's
and
what I
Otto
was
sits
about to
down and
say.
talks to her.
That's
He's
when
like,
he comes to the
if you
realization.
want to like, yeah, he's like, if you want to look at this, you have to look at like, I got up and gave up my seat, but who was the person so many years ago that taught me how to do that?
What is the
And
reason
then,
that
like,
I was this way, where I learned to give up my seat to
Yeah.
a stranger? And
Yeah.
yeah. And then when we have to link this.
like that's when he starts to realize what he's seeking is a lie, because he tries to explain everything in like statistical like algorithms, and he has to like Because if he can do that, then he can take some of the blame off what happened with his daughter and put it on something else. He starts to realize decisions add up over time, and eventually, like, yeah, everything is like chaos, but
you can't lay blame somewhere else. You can't. You have to accept your place in what the role and whatever actions it was. That's, and like you said, like his daughter. I'm sure, like, you know, he had come to take some of that and he missed it, but he wanted to go back. He wanted to find something previous to that so he could point his finger and be like, it's not all my fault. And then I think in that moment he realizes, like, you know, fuck that. I fucked up. She's not here because of me.
You can play that game all day type thing.
Yep. It's a really good scene. Like all of these, when Otto... This thing, I love every one of these fucking characters, but Otto has some of the most touching ones where you're just like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
You get me.
He actually had a family. And,
but the one with him and Mads, when he was like, the time, you have time, I don't. And that's my fault. I was a selfish fucking prick. That one was great.
There's a scene right before they go do one of the shooting at the bar that I thought was really well crafted. It's like a 20-second scene, maybe, but it's they're about to leave, and he goes in there, and it cuts into the conversation of Otto and Leonard helping her with her homework.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was just like it's like those small scenes. Yeah. Well, they were talking about her paper, and it was like, I think it's a great paper, and Otto goes, yeah, but I think you could be softer with it. And I liked it because it kind of showed the contrast between those two characters as well, where Leonard's like that pure, has no filter on him, and Otto's a little bit more adjusted.
Especially,
so he's like,
because he lost his daughter, he's always like kid gloves but like, man, even
it was just like a few lines of dialogue, but I was like, oh, that's good.
And he's like, that was one, and it works well too because he's explaining that in chess there is no luck or coincidence.
No dice,
It's planned attacks.
Yeah.
So, we got the movie.
And that's the movie.
That's the movie.
Recommendations, guys? I like it.
That movie. I would definitely recommend this movie. Like Brennan said, it's one of the better movies I've seen in a while, and I think I'm going to have to watch more of this guy's movies. For sure.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I love the style. Oh, sorry, Matt.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love this style because it reminds me of, like, if Guy Ritchie was the director everyone thinks he is. Like, those style of movies that, like, you take these, what is the movie?
Lock, Stock, Smoke.
Wacky characters.
Brad Snatch.
I like Snatch.
You think of, like, the unique, quirky characters in these cool, like, violent situations and stuff. But to me, that's, like, his only actual good movie.
And I mean, I guess I see that. The only problem is he's never got a well-developed character. They're just, like, kind of one-dimensional, and he also...
That's what
likes
I mean, though.
Fast cuts. He, on his hand with the camera is on the opposite side where he likes to fast twitch on that edit. It was like, chop, chop, chop. But I kind of see what you're saying, though, because it is a whole ensemble. They're each their own weird little piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What this movie reminded me of...
Go ahead.
Oh, go. I was going to say, this movie actually reminded me of Drive and, like, Ex Machina. That's the films I kind of thought of while watching it. Like, just the tone of it. Like, the realism, kind of.
Yeah, those movies are more stylized, I think.
Drive's always more
but I get what
style
you're
or
saying.
substance, and there's not really humor to be found there, really. But I love
No,
that movie.
I don't mean that, though. I mean, like, the overall, like, how the movie was shot and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
this
think
movie
that's
has, like, a
Danish
lot more
filmmaker,
emotional
too.
impact.
I think
It's
so.
not...
See, that would make sense, because
For
it
Ex
reminded me a
Machina?
lot
No,
of Drive.
Drive. Nicholas Winding Refn is Scandinavian
That's a name.
something.
Oh.
But yeah.
It's like the weight of the action scenes. Is kind of what
I can
reminds
get
me of
that
Drive.
actually though, because like when he comes in and Drive with that fucking bullet in his hand and the hammer, and he goes in like that strip club and he fucking gets that one guy down on the ground. It's following him the whole time, and it doesn't just jump to like I'm gonna bash your head in. There's a slow build up, and then the tension takes over.
And it's kind of like what Brett said, like the film has like a natural flow to where like it just kind of flows from normal, regular life scenes to the action scenes.
Yeah, Drive does that.
Yeah,
but there's not like any haughty steps. And the action scenes just feel like kind of, they like high intensity, but they're just kind of like, they just fit right in. Too. But that's why I remind me of
Drive works too, because like the whole time you're like, oh, this is a good guy. He's a stunt actor and a racer, and then you're like, oh, this guy's got some.
He's a bad guy.
Well,
there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
there's depth.
There's no good bad on that, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's just
like these characters. Exactly. They literally kill people. But would we call them bad?
But they save.
But do they save anyone?
I mean,
they save themselves.
I mean,
Brad.
I guess if I want to look at it,
and they save
we could say that they probably save people's lives down the road.
Bodashka.
But
true. My point is, like, they're not bad characters. They're not good characters. They're characters.
Damage.
They have they're whole characters. They're rounded characters. Yeah. Like. And I think that's what so many Hollywood movies struggle to do, is make characters have more depth than just one quirk like or one thing they do.
Captain America.
I think that's what I meant by, like, it's like if you take a Guy Ritchie movie and you actually flesh out characters. But the action in Guy Ritchie is, like you said, too much fast cut. But still, my point is, like, how he's got quirky characters in action movies.
Yeah. I can see
that
all
lead
of
to
those,
that kind of dark comedy.
This director, I just like him because he's got a solid hand where he, like we said earlier, he balances the violence with the humor, where it never feels like the humor never feels like fucking shoehorned in there. And like I said, the action,
the humor's perfect.
I don't know if he's normally and always in action. I know he does like a lot of black comedies, but like his action scenes were fucking great. Like
simple
like
but good.
He built the tension,
which is a good thing.
He made me fucking like in that scene in that moment. But like him, I don't know.
Action's great. His dialogue's even better. I'm looking at this one scene where he realizes they need to go attack, like right now. And he's like, "Hey, let's go, Leonard.
We gotta go.
Where are we going?" He's like, "I'll explain in the car. Can it wait? Matilda baked the cake. Like, let's fucking go."
And it all works. And even like the running out in the middle of the field and throwing his ass up in the air, you're just like, okay, it works though, still,
Yeah. So, and then looking at this dialogue, this is when he punches Otto. He's like, "Shut the fuck up. Otto, I wouldn't go there. I'll stop the car and break your nose." And then he starts to talk. He punches him, and he gets back in the car. And I think, is it Leonard says, "Let's get this over with as a team so we can go home and eat banana cake."
What's his problem?
Oh,
he's unconscious.
Speaking of really well
back there.
Made shots in this film, I don't know if you can get to it, Brett, but the part when he says he's like, yeah, like how you're irresponsible with your daughter, or you weren't there for her.
Yeah.
It cuts to Otto, and it just holds the camera on him for like 5-6 seconds.
Yeah, like, because
it was just like you were expecting like a fight, a confrontation, but it holds it long enough that you're like, what's going to happen?
He's absorbing it, and it's also like he's dealing with it in that moment.
It's like the audience.
Yeah, and he's like,
it gives the audience time to be like,
you can tell he's hurt.
But
he's just trying to
at that dialogue.
Yeah, I just watched the scene where what's the prostitute's name?
Bodashka.
Well, whatever.
Yeah,
it's just sitting there where the shots are going by. He's just sitting there like this, man.
I remain unhit.
I remain unhit.
But like even in this, I'm sorry if I got angry and raised my voice. It's okay, and I'm sorry about the nose thing.
Yeah, and there's two different things. The guy did
not for leaving
his
in the
voice.
road.
He just tried to explain to him.
But he
that
says,
"You have your daughter, and you have a precious thing. Stop fucking up." That's it.
He says, "You have a responsibility toward your daughter," and then he says, "Sure, because you were so fucking responsible around your daughter," and then like it does the thing where it pans on him and just says, "No, I wasn't." And like it's perfect dialogue, and
they never make him heroic though, or like where he's like, "You're right, and I've built myself into a better, stronger man, and I will fight." Like, you know what I mean? Like I've seen too many fucking superhero movies, like not lately, but over the past few years, where they do shit like that, where it's like a triumphant moment, like, "You're right, and we're gonna save the world, and you're like, fucking shut up.
Yep.
But no, this is my first time recommending it, watching it too. I recommend it. I love it.
I thought it was fantastic.
I am gonna go through and watch. Like, I'm watching any of them I can find. The Adam's Apple one and the
Flickering Lights.
The Men and Chicken, Adam's Apple, and Flickering Lights are the ones I'm gonna go to first. I hear Adam's Apple and Men and Chicken are the very next, they're in his top 3. That one and this.
The only reason I mentioned Flickering Lights is because I was looking at Riders of Justice and critical responses. This film was met with favorable critical response from Danish press. Politiken called Riders of Justice Anders Thomas Jensen's best movie since Flickering Lights, which came out in 2000. So
I'll watch them all, man. Like I said,
yeah, I'm gonna watch all of them.
He's got such a steady hand, and he did such a great job with this. If you look at the Men and Chicken one, look at Mads Mikkelsen in that one. He just looks goofy as hell, and I'm like, this one looks like it's got to be funny as fuck.
I'm gonna watch it.
So we all recommended it. Now that we recommended this, any recommendations for things you've watched or read, anything lately? Matt, how about you, buddy?
No, I don't think I got anything right now.
You get a
new Game of Thrones show.
You can't do that then.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that shit.
I'm going to watch it.
I'm not.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Just like I'm never gonna go back and read any of those books again because I wasted too much of my life.
I'm so mad about that.
How it ended? Yeah.
No, not how it ended. Like the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, they
seasons.
just
once George R. Martin, they didn't know.
I think
how to
7
write.
and 8.
So what happened is they had a very smart character who was written by someone that I know he's annoying and weird, but once they replaced George R. R. Martin as the main writer, they had no one that could write for Tyrion at all anymore. So he couldn't be smart anymore. And then everything became what's his name's brother? Became little sexy Johnny Depp pirate guy.
Jamie Lannister?
No,
the Kraken guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? When he comes onto the boat, he invades their boat, and he's just this sexy pirate, and it's what are you doing?
All the swag, and that character sucked.
I don't know. It sucks.
Just,
I don't have those books,
yeah.
I'm going to say, looking back, I've tried to go back and reread them. Half the time, I'm like, somebody needs to get him a better fucking editor, because...
It's true, but he is very intelligent, though. He can write smart characters really well.
I think he comes in. I think he's long-winded, so it seems intelligent, and sometimes it is, but he ends up fucking himself because he's so fucking long-winded. You're gonna fuck yourself.
That's true.
You know? It's like
true.
the coincidence
I'm just saying the
thing.
way he writes... I think he wrote Tyrion really well, and then once someone else took over for that, he became a shit character.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he wrote good characters.
I don't have anything to recommend either.
My God, guys.
Honestly. College football season starts soon. I've been watching your all's recommendations lately. What am I supposed to recommend? I would like to re-recommend the rehearsal that I finished.
You can. Go ahead and fucking pat me on the back for, saving your life, bro.
Oh.
Come on, bro.
You're gonna
I've not watched this movie.
I'm
gonna try. I already love it. It's just
you've not watched
Nathan,
what movie?
For you, I've watched 20 times.
I'm finding the name of it.
I think it's better than Nathan for you.
I saw this movie.
Wait, are you gonna recommend a movie that you haven't watched?
No, I was gonna say a movie I'm gonna be watching soon, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. But I'm trying to find the name of it. Werewolves Within. Maybe that's what it was called.
I already watched that with you. Oh, no. When I came in last, I watched it with Mom and Angelica.
And me.
Yeah. Wait, so recommend or not
I recommend. It's good.
Recommend. It's a very funny, dark
It's got some
comedy,
weak
horror.
spots to it, but it's got Guillermo from What We Do in Shadows. It's got a pretty good cast, man.
Oh, nice.
And
I think it's good. I love comedy horror.
I do too, like Tucker and Dale versus
I also
the
saw a
Evil.
film called Blood Red Sky that
What's
I want
that?
to try. Blood Red Sky.
Man?
It's a woman who's like she's suffering from a disease, and she gets on a transatlantic like flight, and it like you find out she's a vampire basically, but she's trying to get to a doctor in Europe that might have a cure. So, but she's stuck on this flight going across the Atlantic, and it gets like hijackers take over the plane. But I've heard it was a pretty good one. So
God, that's a lot going on in a plot.
Yeah.
Vampire on plane. There we go.
You made me want to.
I'm not watching. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to watch this Anders guy's movies. I think that's probably what I'm going to do this week is watch a lot of his movies.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to run through it a bit.
Good for all of us.
You know what? I didn't really have any. I've downloaded Year of the Rabbit, which is Matt Berry's other like show from a couple of years ago. I've yet to watch it, but to give a recommendation, I'm going to actually go with. And this one I watched a while back, but because you said vampires, not many people have watched it. It's Only Lovers Left Alive.
That's a good movie.
Good. Jim Jarmusch. That fucking hipster vampires, man. It's the coolest vampires I've ever seen. I wanted to become a vampire. Oh, and you all said something. We were talking about Drive. I broke my Ray-Bans the other day and told myself I'm going to buy some decent sunglasses because I love good sunglasses. I bought the ones he has in Drive. They're called Selma Optique Money 2 Aviators.
That's a heck of a name.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous because aviators are like the only kind of glasses I like.
Ooh, I love Ray-Bans, Wayfarers. It looks good with the suit, but aviators.
Wait, how much were those?
I got a bit of a discount. Normally they're $400. They were $200. I mean, Ray-Bans are $200.
Jesus.
But
they are, aren't they? I don't know. I just can't spend that kind of money on sunglasses.
I wore my last ones for. I had them for 3 years.
Yeah.
See, I bought some UV
all the
ones.
Time.
I bought some of the UV ones that I wore pretty much this whole year, but they're so like scratched up where it's cheap that it doesn't like look right anymore. So
let me see this.
Moving on.
Let's see here.
I think that's just a Ryan Gosling thing, by the way. Those style of glasses. Because I'm looking at those. He wears those also in another movie.
Oh,
it's just his glasses.
Read about it.
With him.
Well, it's a different version of them. He wears them in Crazy Stupid Love.
That's what I was going to say. He's actually went on some interview in Selma Optique. He wears them all the time. That's like his favorite sunglasses. But I just posted it in the what?
Hey, what was the name of the director of this film?
Anders Thomas Jensen.
Okay,
I posted the ones I'm getting though in WhatsApp because they're so badass. They really are.
I'm looking at film that Mads Mikkelsen has been in, and he jumps all over the
man.
place. He's so like Hollywood blockbuster, independent
Death
film.
Stranding.
Hollywood blockbuster, independent film.
He's in fucking Death Stranding, for God's sakes. He's in Hannibal.
What's he in Death Stranding?
He's like the bad guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's always a bad guy. Poor guy.
He's awesome in the movie The Hunt. I'm just saying. It's a good one. But
that's what pops up here.
Anders Thomas Jensen movie. It's not.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't put together that he's a dad in Rogue One.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. It popped up, and I'm like, oh, that is him. It just, I mean, now that I think about it, it's obvious, but...
And so,
and
actually, you know what, you brought up a good point because you said Drive. His other movie, he did the first, the big, at least his Nicholas Winding Refn, who did Drive, did Valhalla Rising, that stars Mads. And if you've never watched that fucking movie, holy shit! That
what movie?
Valhalla Rising.
Oh, what's the Alexander Skarsgård?
No, that's Northman. This one's 2009. No. Go fucking watch it.
Oh, I watched Valhalla Rising.
It is intense.
Actually, Brandon, I watched Valhalla Rising with you, I think.
I have not watched it.
It was the...
It is intense. It's violent as a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like a minimalist film, right? Like there's like hardly any dialogue
For a big
in
chunk,
it.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember
It's
it
good.
though. It was God, I'm trying to remember whatever movie it was like. His name's One Eye or something.
I don't remember that much, man. You're getting too deep for me, man. But yeah, my recommendation: Only Lovers Left Alive. Now watch it. Go check that shit out. It's good.
Yeah. Hey, what movie did we say we were going to watch next?
What's the movie that Matt hasn't
remember?
watched? In Bruges.
In Bruges.
That's it.
In Bruges.
And it's been a while since I've seen it.
I think we should. It's been a while for me too, and plus it's kind of it's the same kind of style. It's an action, dark comedy.
It's fucking hilarious, that part.
It's not
In
as
Bruges.
much.
But when it doesn't have it spread out as well, and it's not. I don't think it's not as cohesive as the movie is like this one is. But the
not.
fucking Peter Dinklage's little scenes in it are hilarious. Well, actually, it's the movie that made me like Colin Farrell again. Like for the longest time, I was like, he's just shit, and then that movie came out. I was like, well, he's kind of winning me over again. I'm okay with him.
All right, so In Bruges.
In Bruges, yeah, all right. Yeah,
Matt, does everyone there have COVID now?
is that what you had?
No, I had allergies for like over. It's been almost like 2 weeks, I guess.
Jonathan
Like
had
on off.
COVID.
Jonathan
What?
has COVID.
Mom had.
Yeah, he has
He has
COVID.
it?
Dad had COVID.
See,
Or Dad has COVID.
I talked to Mom like once this week, and she had said something about the fridge one time. I was like, God damn it. That sucks.
Yeah, that also happened.
Why didn't they tell me? I literally
I don't
was on
know,
the
man.
phone with her the other day.
She didn't want to- They figured it out.
I don't know, man.
It just went out. They came home and it went out. I think a joke had a friend that. Let me stop this.
Yeah, they need someone selling one local.
All right. We are good on the
My
podcast,
God.
though, right?
Yeah.
Yar.